chapter 72. Now hear also about the bright waters which come at the end after these black ones. This is the word, after the signs have come, of which I have spoken to you before, when the nations are moved and the time of my anointed one comes. He will call all nations, and some of them he will spare, and some he will kill. These things will befall the nations which will be spared by him. Every nation which has not known Israel, and which is not trodden down the seed of Jacob will live. And this is because some from all nations have been subject to your people. And those now who have ruled over you or have known you will be delivered up to the sword.
And another thing is what Mal keeps saying is saying love your enemies. So love don't mean just anybody doing you wrong, you just turn the other cheek, so to speak. Love is the keeping of the law. So, or the keeping of the Most High's commandments. He said, if you love me, keep my commandments. For my commandments are love. You know, so when we understand it from that perspective, you have to love your enemies or the people of your own household according to the law. You can't forgive every transgression, repeated transgression, if you don't see no repentance. So there's laws for how to accept repentance from your brother. There's laws, there's things, lines you can't go across. It tells you, you can't have a beef with your brother, and you know he a thief, so you invite him over and leave money in certain places, and then say, hey bro, I'm gonna run to the store a minute, I'll be back. The store 5 miles away. And then you entrapment to see if he a thief. You don't do your brother like that. If you know he got that issue, he ride with you. Come on, man, roll with me. I want to get no roll with me. If he's going to be around you so you understand its instructions about, or you going to be blaming the Bible for someone's transgression and how you treat him. You're going to start to look at it like, oh, it's setting me up for failure. No, it's not. There's rules with how to love your enemy, your own people. So that you're by, because these are the people you're going to be around 90% of the time. Unless you just want confusion around you all the time. Shalom. But that's all I want to say, brother.
Down, you always say it too, like whenever it's a problem, like that any of our people have, it's 99% of the time it's somebody in your own house, or somebody you familiar with, somebody on your job, you know what I'm saying, your cousin, your aunts, your brothers, you know what I'm saying? It's seldom somebody of another nation, which proves that the in-house beefing still remains amongst us. So he wasn't teaching be a slap target, he wasn't teaching that you just forget about the horrible atrocities that have happened to your people. He was teaching our people how to heal this divided, broken nation. You feel me? By loving one another again. And even amongst your people, you still don't forget. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh no, hey, he's a klepto, man.
Right.
You feel he got a problem with stealing.
Right.
Don't put that brother in a position where he can steal anything from you.
Absolutely.
Well, that don't mean I don't love you, bro, but you just can't come back in my house. You stole about my house twice.
Right.
First time, I let you back in the second time, that's on me.
Right.
You feel me? So to forgive don't mean you forget. I forgive you. I won't hold it against you or nothing like that, but you will never be back in my crib no more. You feel me? It's just what it is. You feel me? So again, the Most High gave you the spirit of discernment for a reason. Why do you use it? That common sense that everybody be talking about, you're supposed to use that now. You got this for a reason, like, nah, that brother got a stealing problem.
Right.
Much love to the brother. I don't hate him, I ain't gonna put him down. Feel me? We had to feed Shalom, I actually mean Shalom.
Right.
You feel me? But he can't come over here.
Right.
He can't. He done stole from him twice. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to put him in a position to do that again.
Put yourself in a position.
You feel me?
Because it's going to put you in a position.
Yeah, real tough. All right, we read that verse 27 right there. All right, I want to jump. I want to get into this Exodus 30-second shot. The golden calf rebelled. And look, we fresh into the wilderness, coming out of Egypt. And like we do all the time, we forget forget. We got short memories as a people. Another way you know this is us. Because how you see miracles happen and you forget the Most High they accept it to. How you see miracles happen and you forget. We say all the time, we be like, man, what was our people thinking back then to see all these happen, the Red Sea split, the destroyer come through Egypt and kill all the firstborn. You know, we spoiled the Egyptians and we went up through on dry ground and we was in the wilderness and our shoes never got old. Moses died, strength didn't abate. You know, you say when you read these stories all the time, how can you see this? How can you see an angel of the Most High in a burning bush not consumed, and the angel speaking the words of the Almighty? How you see that and still go off? And you say, dang, what's wrong with our people? Or what's wrong with us today? Well, we see miracles all the time. And we still, the next day, when we argue that we didn't see a miracle. We just had one amongst our ranks. Just had one. The house of Nehemiah.
That's right.
Miracle.
That's
no,
right.
no deaths. Right? Babies getting pulled up out of the ICU and all that now.
Short leggers class.
Short leggers. Y'all had y'all business. Follow God's Uncle Gaza City Getty.
Yeah.
Hold your hands up, man. That's your business. Hey, don't be sneaking out of class, no jokes. Have y'all business.
There's a wall right here. There's a wall.
Drill sergeant. That boy drill sergeant. Yes, sir. Yeah, and he just had two grand in the midst of all that, you know what I'm saying? We just witnessed it. He could have been planning 4 funerals.
That's right.
So we just seen a miracle. And what, a day later on Facebook, everybody on it? You see, we see miracles all the time. That 2-year-old boy took a headshot. You feel me? He opening his eyes, he acting to his mama, to the doctors. They pulling him by ICU. Death is off the table. That's a miracle. Right. Because we had to send up prayers to the Most High. ASAP, like, Father, please send down a healing prayer.
That's right.
Please look after the shade and babies. And he did. Right? And we that quick to forget.
That quick.
Within our own mentors. Once again showing this would have to be us in the scripture. Because they saw the miracles too. Yeah. And forgot as soon as it was over. You feel me? It's something in our psyche, our mind that we forget real quick. We got short memories. All right, so let's get into Exodus 32. Let's see. Exodus chapter 32. Let's go to verse 1.
Exodus chapter 32, verse 1.
Y'all don't know civil war in Israel, believers versus non-believers. Non-belief or no faith has always been a problem in our ranks. And it causes a divided house. It causes a divided house. Shalom, brother. Exodus 32.
Exodus chapter 32, verse 1.
Yes, sir.
And when the people saw that Moshe delayed to come down out of the mountain, the people gathered themselves together unto Aaron, and said unto him, Up, make us gods, which shall go before us. As for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not know what is become of him.
You see this? Moses gone for 40 days and 40 nights, receiving the instructions from the Most High about the laws, about how to set up the tabernacle, how to set up all the sanctuary and all that, getting the history of the world from the beginning. 40 days and 40 nights in pure fasting, meditation, and conversing with the Most High. To know what he's supposed to do next with his people. Millions of Israelites just deported out of their captivity. Millions. They witnessed the miracles. They went over on dry ground. They witnessed Pharaoh's army getting drowned. They witnessed all of it. Right. Moses ain't gone 2 seconds. And they telling Aaron, the high priest, Moses' brother, make us gods. Now Exodus 20 done already happened, where the first commandment is what? What's that the first commandment? Have no other gods before me, meaning don't be worshiping no other gods. Which they would understand perfectly because they just left Egypt, in which they worship over 360 gods. A god for each day of the year. They knew exactly what he was saying. So look, make us gods, which also shows that they had the ability and knew how to construct idols. You see what I'm saying? And Aaron knew how to do it.
That's right.
Because they witnessed it year after year being in the land of their oppressor. How to make gods.
Right.
You see? Short memories. Let's read it, bro.
And Aaron said unto them, break off the golden earrings which are in the ears of your wives, of your sons, and of your daughters, and bring them unto me.
Earrings, huh? Come on.
And all the people break off the golden earrings which were in their ears, and brought them unto Aaron. And he received them at their hand, and fashioned it with a graving tool. After he had made it a molten calf, and they said, these be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt.
See, so they just gave the glory of the Most High to something Aaron made, based off the material you pulled off your earlobe. Something that a man made, you get your knees, dust, and bow into it. The Most High made us, but you'll make something and bow to it. You feel me? See how off that is. And then gave that glory to this God that he just made. Right. Which is taking the Lord's name in vain, which is profaning his name.
That's right.
You giving the glory of the Most High to something else.
That's right.
When you're looking at the glory, that's blasphemy of the Holy Spirit. When you see the miracles of the Most High, and you say, no, that's of the devil, we're going to get into this golden calf right here. Pharisees were doing the same thing with the Messiah. He was healing folk and doing all that. And they say, oh, he doing that because he down with Beelzebub. He said, well, blasphemy of the Holy Spirit will never be forgiven. You see? So this is a major crime right here in the eyes of the Most High. Let's read, my brother.
And when Aaron saw it, he built an altar before it. And Aaron made proclamation and said, tomorrow is a feast to the Lord.
So he made an altar, which is what? What is an altar? What is that? Who? It's a place where you bring sacrifices. Not like the altar call at church. Come on down to the altars. The altar is a place where sacrifices go down. So he makes an image, make an altar to sacrifice to the image. Then he made a feast day. Come on over here and eat this Halloween candy. You see, this is pure idolatry at its highest. It ain't just the image. It ain't just the altar. Now you're feasting to it. Making you what's called a spiritual whore in the scripture. This is spiritual adultery. Mama, you got something in the back there?
I'm so glad that you clarified that because by saying come to the altar, so a lot of folks will come to the altar just by hearing come to the altar, but not really understanding the significance of what the altar is.
Yeah, it's a place of sacrifice. It's a place of sacrifice. That's what it is. That's the whole point of an altar. To bring sacrifices and offerings to the Most High. Alright? Now what's being spiritually sacrificed up in them so-called churches tomorrow? What's really going on? Your souls are being sacrificed. Like, there's no understanding going on. You're being called down, you bow down. There's images on stained glass windows, there's crosses everywhere. It's a lot of, and you unknowingly being sacrificed. Spiritually.
That's right.
Alright? Now come on, Hebrew, let's get it.
And they rose up early on the morrow and offered burnt offerings and brought peace offerings. And the people sat down to eat and to drink and rose up to play.
Rose up to play. Everybody want to have fun. Want to play. It ain't about playing. You know what I'm saying? Not saying you can't enjoy yourself, but the Most High ain't dealing with all that. You know what I'm saying? Everything done in measure. Righteousness is fun. They rose up to play. What they were doing, flirting and dealing with another God.
That's right.
You see, which is nowhere permitted in these scriptures. Come on, Hebrew.
And the Lord said unto Moses, go, get thee down, for thy people which thou broughtest out of the land of Egypt have corrupted themselves.
When you dealing with another God, an ideology, the doctrine of another God, you become corrupt and profane. Right? Because now what you're going to do, you're going to start teaching the doctrine of it. Every year about this time, when we did the gold calf ritual, remember we was playing? Right. It's a good old fool. Good old drink. And you're gonna start teaching the shorties all that. And the next generation gonna be more corrupt than you. So the Most High, like, look, these people done corrupted themselves. The people you just brought up out of Egypt done forgot that quick. That's why we always got to constantly remind ourselves. The scripture tell you to rehearse the righteous acts of the Most High.
That's right.
You got to constantly bring into memory the good things He done done for our forefathers and for you. Always remember that. Like, never forget. Work on that short memory. Like, hold on, how about I bring back into memory, when the Most High delivered me out of this situation? How about I bring back into memory? That's why ain't nothing wrong with keeping the Passover. That's right. You got to rehearse the righteous acts of the Most High. If not, you're going to rehearse something else.
That's right.
Come on, Hebrew, let's get it.
They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them.
She said, quick. Don't take you Negroes long to forget that. Come on, Hebrew.
They have made them a molten calf, and have worshipped it, and have sacrificed thereunto, and said, These be thy gods, O Israel, which have brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And the Lord said unto Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people.
A very hard-headed, rebellious people. You can't tell us nothing. This is us all day long. This ain't who over the land right now. This is frighteningly accurate. This applies to you. Come on, Hebrew.
Now therefore, let me alone, that my wrath may wax hot against them, and that I may consume them, and I will make of thee a great nation.
You see, like most I like them in the flat line there last one man. I start over with you, Moses. Strip off that. You be so quick to boast. We Israelites. You know how much rebellion is on my jacket? Right. You know how much we got to answer for? And the Most High still never chose nobody else. He still deal with his. All you have to do is be obedient and stop being evil. And he opens himself up to you. You know what I'm saying? But when you rebel and do what you want to do, that's the quickest way to get you on his hit list.
That's right.
It's his wrath waxed hot against his people. He told Moses, look, watch out. I'm about to flatline any last one of them.
Right.
I'll make a nation out of you. And which he can. It ain't nothing to it. John the Baptist told them Israelites, look, don't be bragging because you got Abraham blood up in you. He can make the sons of Abraham out of stones. Right. See? So, look, that's dirt to keep us from getting so high now. You feel me? I'm just better than everybody. No, you not. You ain't better than nobody. You stink just like everybody else. And you still ain't mastered this sin that's plaguing you. It's just the truth, man. All right, let's read it, bro.
And Moses besought the Lord his God, and said, Lord, why doth thy wrath wax hot against thy people, which thou hast brought forth out of the land of Egypt with great power, and with a mighty hand? Wherefore should the Egyptians speak and say, For mischief did he bring them out, to slay them in the mountain, and to consume them from the face of the earth? Turn from thy fierce wrath, and repent of this evil against thy people.
Repent means to turn away from them. It ain't like the Most High had sins on his jacket. Repent simply means to turn away from them. So Moses was asking the Most High to turn away from this, what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Most High, please. The Egyptians gonna mock us behind this. He just delivered them to kill them. I told y'all they wasn't that good for some slavery. Right. They were only good for building bricks without straw. They wasn't good for nothing else. So the nations would get the mocking. So Moses was like, Lord, please don't. So he stood in the gaps. Like even Brother Paul, he said, I wish I was cut off for Israel's sake, that they may get it. And I be cut off. Moses said the same thing. Like, you can chop me, just let everybody else live. You know what I'm saying? Why? Let's read it, bro.
Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, thy servants, to whom thou swearest by thy own self, and saidest unto them, I will multiply your seed as the stars of heaven, and all this land that I have spoken of will I give unto your seed, and they shall inherit it forever. And the Lord repented of the evil which he thought to do unto his people. And Moses turned and went down from the mount, And the 2 tables of the testimony were in his hand. The tables were written on both their sides. On the one side and on the other were they written. And the tables were the work of Yah. And the writings were the writing of Yah, graven upon the tables. And when Joshua heard the noise of the people as they shouted, he said unto Moses, there is a noise of war in the camp. And he said, it is not the voice of them that shouted for mastery, neither is it the voice of them that cry for being overcome, but the noise of them that sing do I hear.
Yeah, they down there stanky lit. They down there playing, singing, partying like it's all good. They feasting to a false god. You see? Let's read it, bro.
And it came to pass as soon as he came nigh unto the camp, that he saw the camp and the dancing. And Moses' anger waxed hot, and he cast the tables out of his hands and brake them beneath the mountain. And he took the calf which they had made and burnt it in the fire and ground it to powder and strawed it upon the water and made the children of Israel drink.
Yeah, he made Israel drink that. Like that very thing you worshiping, Moses chopped it down, burned it, stumped it to powder. And that very thing you eat, you gonna drink. You gonna consume that. And Moses ain't come down there like, yo, brothers, please. Like, what are you guys doing?
Right.
You know, Most High wax hot within the flat line. Moses went down there like, I'm about to have some business.
Right.
Y'all got the Most High in this stuff.
That's right.
What is wrong with y'all? You feel me? And he didn't play around with the little image and say, oh, somebody, Aaron worked hard to make that. No, that's hunting down. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Stomped at the powder. You feel me? And y'all finna drink that. Eat the very madness you putting out. Let's read it, bro.
And Moses said unto Aaron, what did this people unto thee, that thou hast brought so great sin upon
Like,
them?
Aaron, what are you doing? You the high priest. You the one the Most High gonna be dealing with. You and your son's gonna be officiating. Y'all see, we ain't even made it into our kingdom yet. We ain't even made it into the land. We in the wilderness rebellion.
Right.
Because of unbelief. You see? Aaron then folded because all the people had pressured him to do something that he knew he wasn't supposed to be doing. Let's read, my brother.
And Aaron said, let not thy anger of my Lord wax hot. Thou knowest the people, that they are set on mischief.
We are what?
Set on
Our
mischief.
people are set on mischief. We do what we want to do. When we want to do it. Let's read, Hebrew.
For they said unto me, make us gods which shall go before us. For as this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him. And I said unto them, whoever so hath any gold, let them break it off. So they gave it me. Then I cast it into the fire, and there came out this cat. And when Moses saw that the people were naked, for Aaron had made them naked unto their shame among their enemies.
What do you mean by naked? People, was this a nudist? They stripped butt naked? What happened? Why they say they was naked? Spiritually. Huh? They weren't covered spiritually no more. Where can we read about that at? Real quick, just to get everybody to understand. Go down. Let's do Isaiah, Isaiah 30. The book Isaiah, the 30th chapter, real quick. Get right to the point. Isaiah 30, 1 through 3, 1 through 5. One of y'all will grab it. And this is explaining the nakedness. Aaron had made the people naked. Either this was a new, either they all got butt naked.
Right.
You feel me? Or the scripture is saying something else when you go deal with another God.
Right.
You become naked or uncovered from the Most High Spirit. In other words, you don't have a protective hedge around you anymore.
And if you don't have or retain this understanding with all you get understanding, you're going to be picturing a soul train line butt naked.
Yeah.
Music playing, wild music, and everybody dancing down the line naked.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why it's to get your understanding. Right? What does it mean they were made naked to their shame? What does that mean? Let's get the understanding real quick. Isaiah 30, 1-5.
Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1.
Yeah.
Woe to the rebellious children, said the Most High, that take counsel, but not of me.
They take counsel, but not of me. You get your do's and don'ts from another spirit. Another God, another power, but not from the Most High. All right, come on, Hebrew.
That take counsel, but not of me.
Yeah.
And that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit.
That cover with a covering, but not of my spirit. This is what was happening in the wilderness when they decided to make the golden calf. They covered with a covering, but it was not of the Most High spirit. This is how they were naked. The covering of the Most High got stripped up off of them because they were dealing with a false God. Okay, come on, Hebrew.
That they may add sin to sin. That walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt.
Right, we had just left Egypt. This is the crazy part about what we do. We had just left Egypt, trusting in Pharaoh, trusting in Egypt. He said, "You covering with a spirit, but not a covering, but not of my spirit." Today, got a lot of brothers that's into the whole committed thing.
That's right.
That's not spirit of the Most High. You feel me? That's why there's no answers. Committed science is not delivering this people at all. It's not. You feel me? He ain't giving you no identity, he ain't giving you no structure on what you're supposed to be doing, how to order your households, how to love your brothers and sisters. He ain't giving you none of that. It's just, for real, a whole bunch of theories that men are attempting to interpret on a wall called the metal or the hieroglyphics. That's it. It ain't no type of instruction going on.
No end game.
No, there's no end game, no prophecy, no nothing. It's just, they want a dark skin nation.
Right.
And some of the pyramids are still standing. That's all you got? The Arabs robbed all of them. The archaeologists are first grade robbers. Indiana Jones. You feel me? They came right on through Egypt, robbed King Tut in them tomb, got them sitting up in Great Britain somewhere, with cotton stuffed up their ass.
That's right.
They're on display. It's just the truth. You got something else?
I'm saying a bunch of romance now.
Romancing?
That's all it is.
Yeah, romantic. Yeah. Come on, Hebrew, what else to say?
Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame,
Yeah.
and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion.
It is very confusing, yeah, God. Very confusing. Come on, Hebrew.
For his prince were at Zoan, and his ambassadors came to Hanes. They were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them, nor be in help, nor profit, but ashamed, and also a reproach.
Straight up. So Aaron made them naked how, Johnny? How?
Spiritually.
Spiritually.
Yeah, they have no God, they have no cover.
There you go. They don't have the God of Israel, so they don't have no cover. You become naked at that point.
That's right.
You get them any other God, any other philosophy outside the scripture right here, you're naked.
And that's breaking the first commandment because they tell you your own God.
Yeah.
How you your own God?
So you worship yourself. Is that what you're saying? Listen, he said, it don't make sense, do it? Who worship themselves? I guess you gotta be Kenneth to figure that one out. Makes no sense to me either. All right, let's get on back to Exodus 32, read 25 again, my brother.
Exodus chapter 32,
Yeah.
verse 25.
Yes, sir.
And when Moses saw that the people were naked, for Aaron had made them naked unto their shame among their enemies.
Because they dealt with another God. Y'all got that understanding, right? Come on, Hebrew.
Then Moses stood in the gate of the camp and said, Who is on the Lord's side? Let him come unto me. And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves together unto him.
Wow, so this the line being drawn in the sand?
Yes, sir.
Who down with the Most High? You see? You got a divided house. Let's read, Hebrew.
And he said unto them, Thus saith the Lord Yah of Israel, Put every man his sword by his side, and go in and out from gate to gate throughout the camp, and slay every man his brother, and every man his companion, and every man his neighbor.
You see that? You like the Most High was going to flatline the nation. Moses came on off that mountain. And when everybody that participated in that, who down with the Most High, grabbed the swords. You see? So today you look at idolatry as if it's innocent. You feel me? Ain't like none of us gonna go grab them swords and put none of our people to death. That's not the message you should be getting out of this. The message you should be getting out of this is the Most High take worshiping another God dead serious.
Yes, sir.
You shouldn't read the story and be on some, oh, it's innocent, it's for the kids. Let the kids have a little fun. You shouldn't leave after reading this story with that mindset. You should be like, oh no, how about we order our houses according to the word. I don't want the Most High to be ordering this to happen to me on Judgment Day.
That's right.
You feel me? Because judgment is coming. So you shouldn't be leaving her thinking you finna go kill somebody for being idolatrous. That's not your judgment. Alright? Nor should you be leaving her thinking, oh, it's just innocent. Let them have a little fun. You shouldn't leave her with that mindset either. Your mindset after reading this, the Most High take this very serious.
Yes, sir.
And we should not be partaking in none of it. Alright, come on, Hebrew.
And the children of Levi did according to the word of Moses. And there fell of the people that day about 3,000 men.
See how many people rose up to play? Remember, it said it was playing. So that means it was 3,000 out of all the Israelite nation that played with their soul till they got put down. Worshiped another God. You see? Let's read it, bro.
For Moses has said, consecrate yourselves today to the Lord, even every man upon his son and upon his brother, that he may bestow upon you a blessing this day. And it came to pass on the morrow that Moses said unto the people, ye have sinned a great sin.
Not a small sin, a great sin. Come on, bro.
And now I will go up unto the Lord. Peradventure I shall make an atonement for your sin.
Come on.
And Moses returned unto the Lord and said, oh, this people have sinned a great sin, and have made them gods of gold. Yet now, if thou wilt forgive their sin, and if not, blot me, I pray thee, out of thy book which thou hast written.
See, Moses like, clip me, take me, and let them live. Paul said the same thing in Romans. I pray that I was accursed from Christ for my brethren. Curse means cut off. For my brethren, my kingdom according to the flesh, who are Israelites. Same exact thing. You see what I'm saying? Like, if I gotta die so they can get it, that'll be all good. These are stand-up men.
Yes,
You feel me? And to this very day, the nation you involved in, they have what's called Memorial Day. They remember all these great men and fallen soldiers. Right? You gotta rehearse the righteous acts of the Most High.
That's right.
Never forget the stand-up brothers and sisters that came before us. If not, we wouldn't even be here. All right, let's read it, bro.
And the Lord said unto Moses, whosoever hath sinned against me, him will I blot out of my book.
Flat out, come on.
Therefore, now go, lead the people unto the place of which I have spoken unto thee. Behold, mine angel shall go before thee.
My who?
Mine angel shall go before thee.
So you got the Most High never vacating his throne. He always sent a messenger to do his bid. That's something anybody that don't believe in the Messiah got a hard time dealing with. Right? Like, who is the angel of the Most High that was sent time in and time out to deliver his people? Who was the angel in the bush talking to Moses and said, I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I am the God of your forefathers. They said it was an angel. That's Exodus 3rd chapter. Then it's verified in the book of Acts. That was an angel talking to Moses. But the angel said, I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I am the God of your forefathers.
That's right.
Angel simply means messenger. Who is the angel of the Most High? Some of y'all already know. Come on, boys.
Nevertheless, in the day when I visit, I will visit their sin upon them.
Ooh, come on.
And the Lord plagued the people, because they made the calf which Aaron made.
Woo! All right, let's jump up. Let's jump up a little text. Go over to Luke, the 19th chapter. The book of Luke, 19. Again, some more scriptures about these unbelieving Israelites. And you see that it's been a disease that's been plagued. It's nothing new. You look at it today as if, it's a new phenomenon, but it's nothing new. You look on YouTube, everybody's divided. Shalom, family. Everybody's divided. I don't want to be in the truth no more. Everybody's just, I'm just so confused. Yeah, but you ain't throwing the white flag in when, Christian extremists, you feel me, do what they do, blow up Oklahoma City buildings. You ain't jump about the church then. You ain't stop being no Catholic, even though the Pope and them are responsible for tampering with the boys. Muslims still up on Natural Bridge and Kings Highway selling Final Call newspapers, even though Muslims around the world put dynamite vests on. As soon as you hear something about an Israelite, some type of rebel Israelite, which we read about rebels. That's how you know the Bible is the truth. It don't even hide its ugly parts. It's the truth. If it had an agenda, everything you read would be, it's just so soothing. Flowers and, candy. Everything would just be smooth. But the scripture even tell you the parts where you're like, I can't believe that. What happened? They did what? That's how you know it's the truth. It doesn't have an agenda. It lays everything out, the good, the bad, the ugly.
Let me say this, brother. And when you hear a lot of these camps out here arguing, we call them holy name rollers, sacred name rollers. If you don't say the name like this, then you don't know the Most High. But what did this have to do with the name right here? It's in Exodus. I mean, that whole chapter that we just read showed you how we profaned his name. And that's because the other people see us worshiping another God that profanes his name. Yeah. But if you get into this how you supposed to say it or that how you supposed to say it, the behavior, you're going to become naked. And that's going to show how you profane his name. Because his covering going to be off of you. You're going to be trying to explain the ways of another God that leads to nowhere. To a brick wall. It's like an alley with a, what's that sign you see? No exit. Dead end. And that's how you know when you've been, now you're going to chase everything after that. But as far as just saying, well, no, we had to say it like that, that's just Hebrew Christianity, just like they saying. They won't even listen to you saying what his name was, if it was Hebrew, it was Yahushua or Yeshua, they so-called Christianity won't even accept that. So they play on the same name, but no, it's got to be, you got to say Jesus, but it's a total different Jesus that they talk about too. Because they're saying we don't play by commandments, nor judgment. So they're talking about somebody else that they become naked to. A whole nother different Jesus, not according to this book, because theirs don't have judgment or laws. They say they've been done away with. Right. We play around here. We rise up. Right. And that's all you get. Just playtime. Go ahead, brother.
No understanding. No playtime. All right, Luke 19. Let's do Luke 19. Let's do 12 to 27. There's a parable about accountability. And what's going to happen to the non-believers. That's still a plague or a disease that plagues us is that non-belief, no faith. You got our people that were professing Messiah, who was crucified in the Pontius Pilate. That's the prophesied Messiah. You got others saying blasphemy. Right. You feel me? Stone them, silence the movement. Way before a so-called white man had you in slavery in America. That's the problem. The problem is in-house, and we still, to this day, tongue wrestling and lip wrestling with Negroes on Facebook and YouTube about who the Messiah is. They call him all type of stuff. JC.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A hippie on a stick. One elder attempted to call him a homosexual the other day. Said, you believe in the God of that New Testament, your God is a homo. I said, no, of course he ain't pulling no scripture. You know? Right. So I'm like, look at him, he's laden with emotion. Drop a nuclear bomb on the comic board. Right. Nick Rose. You feel me? Because he just lost his mind. Yeah. You know, like, and they gonna quote something that ain't even in the scripture. The Messiah was laying in the bed in a negligee with another boy. I was like, wait a minute. What chapter and verse is that? But he never quotes it. You feel me? Like you hate him that bad where you make a story of
Spread rumors.
to have somebody give him a free case.
Right.
And the New Testament teacher gives homosexuality. You feel me, Brother Jabez?
No, right.
Hold on, bro. You say what?
Go ahead, bro.
You don't see anything that said Jesus is gay.
Nah, I haven't heard people say it.
Very, very weird word. You see the wrong side. Building the weird.
Yeah. A lot of
Well,
people.
marking is ramping up now.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jabez.
Argument doctrine and definition of what they claim that, you know what I'm saying?
You said what?
Like, where do they get their definition from?
Out their own man.
Hey, I don't even know why, because it's never quoted. A chapter and verse, like don't get me to even lie for these niggas. I don't even know. I'm saying, it'd be different if he said, he laid out like the negligee with a little boy. Mark chapter 10,
Right.
verse 40, second witness Matthew chapter, and Paul quoted in Corinthians. You know, he ain't got that. You feel me? It's nowhere even in the scripture. So what are you saying? That's the anti-Messiah spirit
Right.
that was prophesied to be in the world that would come. And now we see it, and then we be so heartbroken at times because you start developing some type of sense of brotherhood with some of these brothers.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
Because you know they Hebrew and certain things he teach on. But man, he got a good point, yeah. But when we get on down to the topic, the big elephant in the corner right over there, that everybody trying to ignore, who's the Messiah? And who's his father?
And you know, the main thing is they counting on you have not studied the script like Sunday doctrine. So when they throw them at them, they think actually that that's in the Bible.
Yeah.
So they actually on their heels and they don't answer. But if you do just a simple question, chapter and verse.
Right.
See, it's not hard for us, even if you didn't, even if you had doubts that was in the scripture, still chapter and verse is going to correct some of your thought process, but they just back up too, like, oh, he's saying it like that, it must be some truth to it.
Yeah.
You hear the fire coming from behind it, right? That must be, I ain't going to answer because I don't want to see that. It's almost like not going to go to the doctor because you don't want to know what's wrong with you.
Yeah. All boy can obey.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's a hot mess, but you have that spirit about it. You feel me? But it's been going on. That's the point of what we're going over today. Civil war in Israel. Luke 19. Let's get these, bro. Luke 19 through 12 to 27.
Luke chapter 19.
Start at that.
Start at 9, bro.
Luke chapter 19, verse 9. And Yahushua said unto him, this day is salvation come to this house, for so much as he also is a son of Abraham.
Okay. Come on, bro.
For the Son of Man is come to seek and to save that which was lost.
Come on.
And as they heard these things, he added and spake a parable, because he was nigh to Jerusalem, and because they thought that the kingdom of Yahweh should immediately appear.
He's going into Jerusalem. Oh, this about when the kingdom coming in. Right? Here comes the parable. Here comes the parable, right? Let's read it, bro.
He said, therefore, a certain nobleman went into a far country to receive himself a kingdom and to return. And he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, occupy till I come.
Trip off that. They think the kingdom's coming, but he's like, look, the nobleman got to go forward and receive the kingdom. Y'all still got work to do. That's what the whole parable is about. He had to go away, but the job and the work still remain.
That's right.
His servants is those that carry his message. He's the nobleman that goes off into a far country. You see that? To receive for himself a kingdom. To bring the kingdom back to his faithful servants. But while he gone, he pass out work. Still work got to be done.
That's right.
All right, let's read it out.
But his citizens hated him and sent a message after him saying, we will not have this man to reign over us.
Come on.
And it came to pass that when he was returned, having received the kingdom, then he commanded these servants to be called unto him, to whom he had given the money, that he might know how much every man had gained by trading.
This same nobleman that goes forward to receive the kingdom, you know he must return, right?
That's right.
And the book's gonna be open. He gonna reckon with all his servants what you do with what I gave you. You got this knowledge, you got this truth. What did you do with it? All right, let's read, Hebrew.
Then came the first, saying, Hello, Lord, thy pound had gained 10 pounds.
This is money talking. It's not drugs. This is money. And he's like, what you gave me, I increased. I was fruitful. I got 10 more. From what you gave me, I gained 10. Come on, Hebrew.
And he said unto him, Well, thou good servant, because thou hast been faithful in a very little, have thou authority over 10 cities.
Get rulership. You've been faithful in the little that I gave you, have authority over 10 cities. You feel me? Rulership on this earth. Let's read, brother.
And the second came, saying, Lord, thy pound hath gained 5 pounds.
Yeah.
And he said likewise to him, Be thou also over 5 cities. And another came, saying, Lord, behold, here is thy pound, which I have kept laid up in a napkin. For I feared thee, because thou art an austere man. Thou takest up that thou layest not down, and reapest that thou didst not
The
sow.
last guy didn't do anything with what the Lord gave him. He actually hid his Lord's money. He had the ability to be fruitful and gain. He didn't gain it. He hid it and just gave it back to him.
That's right.
You feel me? He didn't even lose it. He just wasn't fruitful with what he got. He hid it. And those are the people that believe, I've been on the truth, but they ain't fruitful at all. There's no type of work being done. Nothing. You just sitting on the Most High's truth. And then his excuse was, well, I know you an austere man. Austere meaning what? What austere mean? Yeah, a lack of softness. He's very strict with what it is. Judgment coming. You see what I'm saying? So he let it be known. I feared you was austere, so that's why I didn't do any work. His response should have been, no, I feared you enough to be motivated to do something. You feel me? Not that I feared you and ain't do nothing. I feared you enough to be fruitful because I ain't want that judgment to hit me. All right, come on, Hebrew.
And he said unto him, Out of thine own mouth will I judge thee, thou wicked servant. Thou knewest that I was an austere man, taking up that I laid not down, and reaping that I did not sow.
Yeah.
Wherefore, then gavest not thou my money unto the bank, that at my coming I might have required mine own with usury.
Right, you could have gave that to someone who could have been fruitful. And then that would have been usury on your part. You would gain interest. At least you gave it away to somebody who could have did something with it.
Right.
Or put it into the bank like you they put something in the bank and let it gain interest. He could have, instead of sitting on the truth, gave it to somebody and he could have spread it to the four corners. And that would have counted for something. He didn't do that. He sat on the truth. You talking about a lack of faith, a lack of belief. So what's going to be the judgment for him? He called him wicked. Let's read, guys.
And he said unto them that stood by, Take from him the pound, and give it to him that had 10 pounds.
Wow.
And they said unto him, Lord, he had 10 pounds. For I say unto you, that unto everyone which has shall be given.
So if you ain't did nothing what the Most High gave you, he gonna give it to someone else. Everyone that has and been fruitful at his appearing, gonna be given more. All right, go ahead, Hebrew.
And from him that hath not, even that he hath shall be taken away from him.
If you ain't been fruitful, the very thing you had gonna be snatched from you. If you don't do nothing with this truth, I mean, you see it even today. People have known the truth for a while, known the gospel, but they stagnant with it. And they swore it gradually become dull and dull.
Right.
He forget basic precepts.
Right.
He don't know where to go in the script no more. He don't know how to say nothing but shalom now.
Right.
Because he's somebody that's stagnant with the truth. You see what I'm saying? And they be calling you at 3 in the morning at times, bro, what is script at? What? Right, man, what is? He been stagnant. He's hiding his Lord's money. And he only show up when it benefit him. You see that? That's somebody that don't fear the Most High enough to motivate him to get out here and do what he's supposed to be doing.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You don't want that to be you. You don't want that to be none of us out there. You always can do something to spread the gospel.
That's right. See him in a store or something, and hey, what's up, bro? Y'all still down there? You still into that?
You still in it.
You still into that? Like, what else was I gonna be into?
Right.
Yeah, man. So I'm gonna try to get on back down there. You know, I've been. Hey,
Right.
you don't owe me nothing. Right. That's on you. You know.
You owe him.
Yeah.
Right.
Sound like your money in that.
Yeah.
Or they'll be in the,
Explaining what?
Yeah.
You. That ain't my money.
That's a guilty conscience.
Yeah.
or they'll be in the store with their back to you acting like they're reading labels.
Yeah. Counseling time. Oh, what's up, bro? What's going on here?
Yeah.
But look, that's just shame.
Yeah, it's all
I ain't the one that can bring any type of reward or judgment to you. But your conscience is bearing witness. You
Right.
know that you gotta holler at the Most High for being stagnant.
Right.
You know you gotta holler at the Most High for sitting on His truth and hiding, and not being fruitful. And there's many things you can be doing, especially in this age of social media. There's many things every brother and sister can be doing to spread the gospel. Alright, let's read it.
But those mine enemies,
Those who?
mine enemies,
Uh-huh.
which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me.
That's red letter. See that? That's judgment in that day. Those mine enemies, remember we read a earlier, were the citizens of his that hated him. It's people within the nation that don't believe that the Messiah is the Messiah. And that's the judgment for them. Like, pray them brothers, turn and change their mind. A lot of it is based off what's been taught. They grew up in what's called a non-messianic, Knesset. Or synagogue, to where they've been taught to hate the Messiah, never had nobody come and break them off. You know what I'm saying? So pray is some of them brothers learn to accept the truth. You see? But the judgment is if you don't bow your neck in submission, because you are Israelite, you are a citizen, but you want to hate who the Most High set up as king, that's the judgment that's coming.
That's right.
Bring them over and slay them before them. You don't want that judgment. Alright? Let's fast forward to the book of Acts real quick, Acts chapter 5. Let's show you the original synagogue of Satan. Acts chapter 5. You read that Revelation 2 and 9 and 3 and 9 today.
Yeah.
Naturally, you just think about the imposters. You feel me? That was written before they were even in the earth, before they even converted, for the most part. Outside of Herod and his household, like other than that, like when you see a mass conversion of what's called European Jewry, or Caucasian Jews or whatever, the masses of them, we talking about over 90% of them, wasn't no type of them being called Israel or Jews until the 800 AD, talking about 800 years after the death of the Messiah. They were converted into a Hebrew culture and tradition, so to speak. You feel me? So, but it was still impossible or synagogues of Satan in the earth before them. You see? So we focusing where the war really is at. The war's in-house. Before it even got to the rest of the nations doing what they doing to us. And they gonna answer for it. We ain't here to make no excuse for that. But how much more you? It's to the Jew first, then the Gentile. You have to answer, in other words. Yes, ma'am.
I'm just trying to be funny, but when you just said the synagogue of Satan, first thing came to mind, they came for the reason of how they life.
Yeah, no doubt.
According to all books, administered through
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. They definitely, those devils gonna answer too. Them, the whole Aryan nation, brother, all them going down. Right? But every wicked Israelite gonna bow his neck to the real Messiah going down too. And before them,
First.
they gonna answer for it. Because this was preached to you first.
Right.
You feel me? Before Kenneth Copeland ever could teach the Bible. Y'all, some of y'all older folks know I'm talking about Kenneth Copeland,
Right.
Jimmy Swaggart.
Yeah.
All these heathens claim they got authority to teach the Bible, which they don't. You feel me? Before they can even get it, it's because you fumbled.
Right.
And they pick something up and put their own spin on it, put their own image on it, brought their feast days to it, told you Jesus love everybody, you know. You've been circling the drain ever since. It's what it
Waiting to
is.
go down.
Yeah, but we going back to the root of the problem. You feel me? And see what it is. Let's get Acts chapter 5, let's go around verse 12, bro. Let's read this. Acts chapter 5, let's start around verse 12. Let's get on into this.
Reading from the book of Acts,
Yeah.
chapter 5, verse 12.
Civil War in Israel, part 2, believers versus non-believers. Let's get her done, brother.
And by the hands of the apostles were many signs and wonders wrought among the people. And they were all with one accord in Solomon's porch. And of the rest durst no man join himself to them, but the people magnified them. And believers were the more added to the Most High, multitudes, both of men and women.
They in Jerusalem at this point. How we know it's in Solomon's porch, they on the Temple Mount. And miracles are being done by the believers in the Messiah. Not the Pharisees, and they not doing miracles. Sadducees are not doing miracles. Those who don't believe in the Messiah that the Most High sent, none of them received the gift of the Holy Spirit.
That's right.
To prove that the power of the Most High was with them.
Right.
So believers are being added like, man, y'all claim they blasphemers, but what they doing? They healing the blind,
Right.
raising the dead, curing diseases.
Yeah.
And y'all calling them outcasts or whatever. We with them. Because the power of the Most High is with them. Right? It ain't with every Israelite, it's with the believers on the Messiah out the nation of Israel. That's what's happening. And as we get into it, you're going to see they the ones performing the miracles. You understand? Even the Gentiles that believe, they receive the Holy Spirit, but they ain't teaching the scriptures. You know, miracles popping off with them. It's the Israelites that believed in the Messiah.
That's right.
They the ones that had this truth. The Israelites that didn't believe was envious. Oh no, they blasphemy. They learning magic. You feel me? They accusing brothers of sorcery and all type of magic. But they seeing these wonderful acts happening, and they blaspheme, saying it's the work of the devil. Let's read, my brother.
Verse 15. In so much that they brought forth the sick into the streets, and laid them on beds and couches, that at the least the shadow of Peter passing by might overshadow some of them.
See his shadow. Power of the Most High on these believing Israelite brothers so hard that they shadow him. It's called, so a whole bunch of the priests and them got the monkey mouth.
Right.
In other words, they hate on these brothers because the people starting to believe what they own, and it's hitting the pockets of the priests in them.
Right.
Because all the people believing over here that they not coming to your little synagogue no more dealing with you.
Can't sell that 12-step over.
They're not dealing with you no more. We over here with them. Obviously the power of God is with them. And what are they teaching? They teaching the resurrection of the dead, of the Messiah, through the power of the Most High. And they being called heretics for that. They being persecuted by their own brothers for that. Let's read, my brother.
Verse 16.
Yeah.
There came also a multitude out of the cities round about unto Jerusalem, bringing sick folks, and them which were vexed with unclean spirits, and they were healed, every one. Then the high priest rose up, and all they that were with him, which is the sect of the Sadducees, and were filled with indignation.
What you mad for about some healing? Ain't that crazy? Y'all mad about about some healing. Go ahead.
Well, that's crazy, ain't it? I mean, you see somebody that's been blind seeing and couldn't walk and your lips is twisted out.
And these the high priest descendants. Who was the high priest in Israel? Go ahead, bro. Who was the high priest in Israel? Aaron. The baby got to pack. True. Aaron. The very Aaron that made the golden calf.
Yeah.
Y'all know his descendants in the being was called the Sadducees in the New Testament. The very Aaron that made the golden calf, his sons and them held that post until the Messiah was crucified and Jerusalem was overran by the Romans 2,000 years ago. They are the Sadducees you read about in the scriptures. You see? They get mad because of healing going on. I'm coming to you, bro. Go ahead.
You said those were the descendants of Aaron?
Aaron, the high priest, yes sir.
Really?
Yeah, that's what we just read. That's Acts 5 and what is that, 12? 17. Acts 5 and 17 where we at. Acts 5 and 17. Go ahead, Hebrew. Yeah, there's a lot of Aaron's sons was wicked as all. I don't even want to say the word, but yeah. A lot of Aaron's sons were very wicked. Aaron got court-martialed on the mountain.
That's right.
Got his garment stripped up off him, given to Eleazar. A lot of them perverted and corrupted the covenant of the priesthood. And that's why we're not under that priesthood anymore. You understand? There ain't no temple mount you going to. Sacrifice. These ain't in the temple no more, giving light. Ain't no table with showbread for the priest. Ain't no golden altar of incense, the light for prayer. It ain't no veil, you know what I'm saying, on your way into the Holy of Holies. Where's the Ark of the Covenant? The whole entire administration of the priesthood has been disannulled. And then finally ransacked and ran through when Titus and Vespasian entered Jerusalem back 2,000 years ago. So yeah, your brother was very evil. Go ahead, brother.
So Levites got a problem with Jews today because of the priesthood?
Yeah, a lot of Levites do, but it's more, it ain't just the Levites though. Like, amongst the 12 tribes of Israel, you got those that believe that Messiah was the one 2,000 years ago, and then you got those who's like, look, the hell with it. He ain't came yet.
Right.
Which is even more insanity, because he gotta be born in Bethlehem, and you are Israelite over here in captivity.
Right. So they should be cutting calf.
They should be cutting calf necks, washing in pools of lava,
Right.
sacrificing on the altar of burnt offering, going before the Ark of the Covenant on the Day of Atonement with blood. Lighting, it was 10 of these in the temple. They got 7 lights on each one of them, 70 lights in the temple, in the sanctuary. There need to be tables of showbread out for the priests. There need to be a golden altar for the incense that you light at the time of prayer. It's so much that, you know what I'm saying, that's not happening for you not to believe in the Messiah is pure insanity. Because y'all supposed to be doing all that.
Right.
Since you Torah only, why you ain't doing none of that? Because it ain't there no more. You see what I'm saying? There's a higher priesthood that we dealing with. It's just what it is. Your body's a temple. Alright, let's read, my brother.
17 again.
Yeah.
Then the high priest rose up, and all they that were with him, which is the sect of the Sadducees, and were filled with indignation.
Come on.
And laid their hands on the apostles, and put them in the common prison.
Threw these brothers in prison. Put them not in the hole overnight, but you know, they book you in real quick.
Yeah.
You feel me? All for doing some healing. Now this is the high priest, so these are Israelites locking up believing Israelites.
Right.
This ain't the white man throwing them in prison. You see? Let's read, brother.
But the angel of the Most High by night opened the prison door,
The angel, come on.
and brought them forth, and said, Go, stand, and speak in the temple of the people. All
To the people.
Go, stand, and speak in the temple to the people all the words of this life.
So freedom about a jail, tell them you still got work to do.
Right.
Going back to the very temple you just was in and teach. Now, most of us was like, I'm out of this.
Right.
Let me about to check, I think I'm gone. You know, I'm out of there. And no, he like, you still got work to do. All right, go on, stand back in that temple you used to teach. All right, let's read out.
And when they heard that, they entered into the temple early in the morning and taught. But the high priest came, and they that were with him, and called the council together, and all the senate of the children of Israel, and sent to the prison to have them brought.
Oh, they call the government of these brothers, the Senate. You know, they got that from the Romans. That's the Roman form of government. Who was ruling at the time? The Roman Empire. The Roman Empire had the high priest in them, allowed them to rule in Jerusalem as long as they kept rebellion down. See what I'm saying? It was just like our bootlicking leaders today. Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson, they're ruling by permission of the American government. They got little fancy titles, you know, live a little comfortable, luxuriously, little taste. You feel me? While the majority of their people starve. Same as it was then, it is now. You feel me? Your leaders are given to you. Let's read it, bro.
Verse 22.
Yeah.
But when the officers came and found them not in the prison, they returned and told, saying, the prison truly found we shut with all safety, and the keeper standing without before the doors. But when we had opened, we found no man within. Now when the high priest and the captain of the temple and the chief priest heard these things, they doubted of them whereunto this would grow. Then came one and told them, saying, behold, the men whom ye put in prison are standing in the temple and teaching the people.
Man, these Negroes low. Come on, Hebrew.
Then went the captain with the officers and brought them without violence, for they feared the people, lest they should have been stoned.
See, because they got the crowd at this point. They believe in the truth. The crowd will brick you.
Yeah.
You know, the crowd believe that these people of God, you better not mishandle them. The officers would have left with a split wheel. They're going without violence. We need to holler at y'all. See, let's read, my brother.
And when they had brought them, they set them before the council. And the high priest asked them, saying, did not we straitly command you that ye should not teach in this name? And behold, ye have filled Jerusalem with your doctrine, and intend to bring this man's blood upon us.
We command y'all. You can't teach this. Them days are coming back around too. Y'all don't know that. Them command them executive orders gonna start being enforced.
That's right.
You can't teach this Bible. You feel me? It's hate speech. Truth is the new hate speech. You feel me? But it ain't nothing the apostles wasn't dealing with back then amongst their own people though. It was their own people like, look, didn't we tell y'all can't be teaching this? You done filled Jerusalem with what? Your doctrine. They all Israelites, but what divided them was the teaching. It was the teaching. The doctrine, the belief in the Messiah, and the other half of the nation like, look, the hell with him. And we'll silence this movement if we got to.
That's right.
Still a problem today. Hell nah, what you got here, bro?
And I was reading saying, apostles, they understood that they were the new high priest.
Yeah.
They
Yeah, of course.
said the high priest came in there, and they like, we're not under your rule.
Yeah, your authority. There's a new sheriff in town.
Right.
Yeah, there's a new sheriff in town, and the high priest is the Messiah, sitting on the right hand of the Heavenly Father. He's the king and prince. That's what the Melchizedek is about. When you read Genesis 14,
That's right.
Melchizedek was king of Jerusalem, and he was a priest of the Most High God. You see that? Christ, the Messiah, is the high priest after that order forever. So they let it be known, like, look, even though you commanded us not to do this, the next verse gonna tell you what it stood with the whole thing. Let's read the next verse.
Verse 29.
Yeah.
Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey Yah rather than men.
You see that? Go ahead, man.
And I was just gonna say that debate you had with them non-messianic maniacs when you was saying, okay, what high priest, when we read Psalms 110, that are free forever after the order of Melchizedek, Mal explained to him that this is king and priest. So we going over the Ezekiel 34, Ezekiel 37. And he read, and he should read this, and he should read that. He really reading something. Should I read more? Mallet said, apparently you need to read some more. I ain't heard you read 10. He reading where you see king and priest. I'm hearing you read a prophet here and this and that, but king and priest you ain't read yet. Brother.
Yeah, man, you know, yeah, hung up on that. Y'all some cowards. You know, they tell you right, I'm dealing with the Old Testament, so who's the king and priest then? You ain't got it, you feel me? And come on, you got to answer that according to the very Old Testament you hold it. We ain't making this stuff up. It's right there, so what's up? They ain't trying to do it, man. Why? Because it's a spirit. It's called a dark, black, anti-Messiah spirit. That's right. Sweeping the earth. And you're gonna run into it, especially out there on social media, you're gonna run right into it. You have people second guessing the Messiah and all that, man. Look, them cats are the devil. And they look just like you. Got fringes on them, speak a little Hebrew, writing books. Yeah, all right. When it comes down to who the Messiah, there's a big old problem, man. All right, let's read Hebrew.
Verse 30.
When he said we ought to obey God rather than man. That need to be all our mindset. We ought to obey the Most High rather than man. So, in other words, you can threaten all you want not to teach the gospel or the truth. We gotta teach it. We've been commanded by the Most High to teach it. So no matter what man come and say you can't teach it. This is the spirit these brothers was rolling in. And even though they got locked up by their own, they still taught their people. Regardless. So some of you of us look at that as an excuse. As soon as they come at you, command you, threaten you a little bit, you're going to fall off and close your mouth. That ain't what these brothers did. These brothers, it don't matter. Under threat of life, imprisonment, whatever, we going to teach this truth. That's right. We ought to obey God rather than man. All right, let's read it out.
Verse 30.
Yeah.
The Elohim of our fathers raised up Yeshua, whom ye slew and hanged on a tree.
Whom you slew. You ain't talking about all the nations.
Right.
They talking to the high priests and them. They all conspired probably 50 days early. You feel me? Probably more than 50 days early, maybe 100 days early to kill the Messiah. So they like, look, man, y'all the ones that slew him and hung him. Y'all the ones that gave up the Messiah. So you know that's cutting them to the heart. They're like, dang, they doing miracles. Then they just reminded me of I was plotting to kill him.
Right.
Y'all trying to bring this man blood on us. And you done filled Jerusalem with your doctrine. Your teaching about him. Let's read it, bro.
Him hath Yah exalted with his right hand to be a prince and a savior, for to give repentance to Israel and forgiveness of sins.
See that? He telling his rebellious Israelite priests that the Most High done exalted him with his right hand to be a prince and savior. Right? How are you going to reject him when he here to give you repentance and salvation? Right. Let's read it, bro.
And we are his witnesses of these things, and so is also the Holy Ghost, whom Yah has given to them that obey him.
So you get the Holy Spirit if you're obedient to the Most High.
That's right.
Right? And one of his commandments is that he gonna send one like unto Moses. You better listen to him. If you don't, you're gonna be cut off. As Moses came and did wonders in the midst of the people, signs, wonders, miracles, Messiah did the same thing. Prophesied by Moses to come. That's a commandment to believe on the Messiah. Deuteronomy 18, verse 15 through 19. That's a commandment these Torah only brothers are not keeping. They're not keeping that commandment, which is the law of faith. All right? Let's read it, bro.
When they heard that, they were cut to the heart.
They were what?
Cut to the heart. And took counsel to slay them.
You trying to kill these brothers for telling you the truth. And you know what it's like to be cut to the heart. Everybody here knows that feeling. You just got told some devastating news. You know that feeling like your stomach that dropped out, then bottomed out, that feeling. That's being cut to the heart. Right? So he just told them, look, y'all slew and hung the Messiah. He the one God has exalted with his right hand to give repentance to Israel. They heard that and it was cut to the heart. So you know how Peter and them were saying that we ought to obey God rather than man. You know how they were speaking.
Yeah.
They cut to the heart after they done speaking. You feel me? They ain't like, it's crazy. Nah, they cut to the heart. They done just heard of some of the most devastating news of their life.
Right.
All right, go ahead, sir. I can't even hear you, sister.
I said, when a person is cut to the heart, is that the Holy Spirit?
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Because that's what these brothers look. They obviously rolling with the Holy Spirit. All type of miracles are happening, right? And they boldly proclaiming the truth to where the very spirit or their conscience is condemning them. You see what I'm saying? Their conscience is condemning them because they know how evil how much they plotted to kill this man. They finally kill him and then he resurrects. They can't find his body.
Right.
You feel me? They done made up a story and said his disciples stole his body. That's right, he made a whole story. Trying to cover up a lie. You see what I'm saying? It's just what it is. Let's read it, bro.
Verse 34.
Yeah.
Then stood there up one in the council, a Pharisee named Gamaliel, a doctor of the law, had in reputation among all the people, and commanded to put the apostles forth a little space, and said unto them, Ye men of Israel, take heed to yourselves what ye intend to do as touching these men.
Men of Israel, not you Romans,
Right.
not your Arabs, not Shaka Zulu and them. Ye men of Israel, plotting to kill these other men of Israel. And the problem ain't bloodline. The problem is belief.
That's right.
The problem is the belief in the Messiah. You mean to tell me, I thought everybody loved Jesus. You mean to tell me your own people will kill you because of your profession of the truth?
Look, ain't that what Presto said? All non-tithers should be shot. Ain't that a death threat? Or at least putting it out there to stir up the people.
Yeah, that's a death threat. And that Negro was delusional. I mean, he wanted a $263 million jet. To do what? Yeah. That's your boy Leroy. That's his boy. Leroy's his boy. Leroy Thompson. Yeah. If you want your loved one saved, get your money. Like, what you say? You want the people off drugs? Get your money. They told old boy, no, your woman don't want to make love to you. Your check ain't big enough. I'm like, damn, this daddy's off the chain. Yeah. And they all, the congregation clapping like seals. Yeah. Laughing with them. Like, your check ain't big enough. You want your loved ones, you better get your money. Like, dang, this dude is little. He's like, I got a $16,000 dog. Speak 3 languages.
Y'all don't believe it? You took $16,000 dog.
It'll blow your mind.
It'll blow your mind. You talk about their children. My daughter over here, she drive a Mercedes SLS such. My son drive a Range Rover such and such. And the crowd is clapping, but they understand that they're driving all of those things off of the money out of the faith. Now, what did you drive over? So when you went into the vehicle, a 68 Chevy, leaking all the bad tags. Right. 3 hubcaps missing.
Oh, man. Y'all need to watch it. It's on YouTube, $16,000 dog. And also, money come to me by anointing ritual. He had the whole church doing his fingers like this, casting a spell over it, and said, money to me now. 400. Everybody ran up there and was dropping. I'm talking about hundreds all on the steps. And then out of nowhere,
Here comes Creflo.
Creflo popped up out of nowhere.
Like a special guest out of that.
They sliding on the money.
Both walking on the money.
Man, so much money is sliding off the steps. Yeah. He said, your bills are paid. Nah, your bills paid. It's crazy, man.
And y'all don't believe this, look it up. Y'all come off, you see sisters running up, holding up, you can see it's 100 big face on it. And
Holding
throw
it way
it
up.
down on the stage and run back like I just contributed. Holy show.
I received it. Then some sister had some type of opposition. Boy, he called her
Yeah.
a Negro female dog so quick.
Yes, he did.
Let me tell you something. Nigga, let me tell you something. You can't buy no dog like this with no $300. I can't believe y'all falling for this.
Right.
But they let her have it, so.
Love to have it.
When y'all watch this, y'all gonna be tears laughing. It's like, this has to be a joke, but it ain't.
You know why he called them names now?
Money coming to me, anointing ritual. Money coming to me, anointing ritual. And the other one is called a $16,000 dog. Get on YouTube and look the videos up. Look, sit down and watch it. Boy, you gonna be hollering laughing. I can't believe y'all this dumb. But just like the dad just said,
Yeah.
naked, and no cover up, no side on me.
And they're dancing and playing. Because the leader's dancing and playing in the money, which is at that point their God. Money, mammon has become the God because that's what he's telling you. You ain't gonna move without money. You ain't gonna do nothing. But first, bring it to me so I show y'all how to use it.
Can't even make love with that.
Right. So
Bye, chicken. I'm gonna fly with the Eagles.
Yeah.
I got a horse named Big Time.
Yeah.
What is that? Woo! Good laugh. Let's get into it, bro. Let's get back to it. Y'all watch that when y'all get a chance. There'll be some hollering going on. More than you just reminded me of. I think, look, I might watch that tonight. Let's get it, bro.
We're in the book of Acts chapter 5, verse 36. For before these days rose up Theudas, boasting himself to be somebody, to whom a number of men, about 400, joined themselves, who were slain, and all, as many as obeyed him, were scattered and brought to naught. After this man rose up, Judas of Galilee in the days of the taxes, and drew away much people after him. He also perished, and all, even as many as obeyed him were dispersed.
Yeah.
And now I say unto you, refrain from these men, and let them alone. For if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught. But if it be of Yah, ye cannot overthrow it, lest haply ye be found even to fight against Yah.
You see that? So this is somebody amongst them letting it be known. If it's a man-made doctrine, man-made movement, it's gonna come to naught.
That's right.
Like the Black Panthers, like the Negroes of Islam,
Right.
like the Black Revolutionary Army, the Marcus Garvey movement, Ben Carter's movement, Yahweh ben Yahweh. If it's of men, it ain't gonna last anyway. It's gonna come to naught.
Right.
If it's of the Most High, you can't do nothing against it. You'll be fighting against the Most High. So somebody amongst them had to stand up and tell them, like, look, leave these men alone. You feel me? We got examples of men getting on their own movements and being slain for it. All right, let's read it, bro.
Verse 40. And to him they agreed. And when they had called the apostles and beaten them,
And talk smooth to it.
and beaten them, they commanded that they should not speak in the name of Yeshua, and let them go.
See that? Still threatening they had to get beat for the
Yeah.
truth by their own people. Remember that? By their own people. Look, don't speak in their name no more. Let them go. All right, let's read it, bro.
And they departed from the presence of the council,
Yeah.
rejoicing that they were counted worthy to suffer shame for his
You
name.
see that? They was rejoicing, like you read earlier, leap for joy when being persecuted for the truth.
That's right.
They ain't get bow-legged in the shoulders. They ain't tell the high priest and them, hey, when I see you, you better be ducking. They ain't said that. They ain't said none of that. They rejoiced. That ain't our mindset that they would take it so personal. Because our people talk bad about us on Facebook or be sneak distance. Feel me? If you being talked bad about for the truth, that's like that. You ain't even being beaten for it. You ain't being stoned. You finna read about Stephen next, who was stoned by his own people for bringing out the truth. You feel me? You just being talked about or being shunned out of certain circles.
Right.
Being blocked on Facebook. You got the monkey mouth. Mad because nobody want to deal with you no more. That's light work. You can't deal with that. You ain't even ready for what's coming. All right, let's read these books. Say you don't get enough.
Verse 42.
If you don't got haters, you ain't doing something right. You should have some haters in this truth. It's just what it is. And not hating you because you doing something that's unlawful. Because of what you bringing out cuts them to the heart. They're very mad at you feel me? But according to the script, you're doing what's right. Count that joy. And you may be beaten, you feel me, unjustly. You may go through a few things that you feel ain't fair. But rejoice. What you complaining about? All right, let's read it, bro.
Verse 42. And daily in the temple and in every house they cease not to teach and preach Yahweh HaMashiach.
That's true. So they commanded them and beat them and threatened them not to teach. And they're saying every day they kept teaching.
That's right.
They kept teaching. Right. I know Mama had something, a question. We're going to read the next chapter, Acts chapter 6, start at verse 5. We're going to read out. You had a question? Earl, you had raised your hand. Okay. Oh, yeah. Madness. Y'all see that? Woo, good laugh. Acts chapter 6, we'll be going there. This is about Stephen, one of the first martyrs after the death of the Messiah. One of the first martyrs for the movement. You feel me? This messianic movement that you're involved in now, we're about to read about one of the first martyrs. Because every movement has a sacrifice, a martyr. Somebody that laid their life down for. Messiah laid his life down, and then the disciples that picked up his cross after him. They all were persecuted as well. If you can, bro, type down, do a Google search. Just type down Google search and type in the death of the 12 disciples. Y'all look that up when y'all get a chance. Very. Should we start? Boy, that bag is very soft. Yeah. Let me go ahead and highlight that one. Danny Solomon. Right. Act 6. But y'all Google search that when y'all get a chance. The death of the 12 disciples. And you be like, well, dang, if everybody loved the Messiah, why was his followers that had his message right after him, all of them was killed? Every last one of them gonna be the place where they died and how they died. I'm talking about me and you barely read about like Bartholomew. They had a disciple named Bartholomew. Andrew, that was Peter's brother. You feel me? Matthew, how he died. John the Revelator, they tried to throw him. They tore and feathered him. Sound familiar? Tore and feathered? Yeah. They tore and feathered him and threw him off the roof. And he didn't die. So they exiled him to Alcatraz, the island of Patmos. And he was condemned to work the salt mines. And that's when he caught the vision for Revelation. John the Revelator. So you gonna see like, dang, everybody that they was really trying to put this message out the earth. But them brothers put their life on the line for it. You feel me? And a lot of them died behind it. But you see the message is still here 2,000 years later. Because it's something that God put out here. It ain't nothing that man put out.
That's
You're
right.
not going to be talking about the Black Panthers 2,000 years from now. You're not going to be talking about Marcus Garvey 100 years from now. You're going to be talking about Martin Luther King 200 years from now. But the world still talking about the Messiah and his movement 2,000 years later.
That's right.
Why? Because his movement was of the Most High and not of man. right? Let's read this, Acts chapter 6.
Acts chapter 6, verse 5.
Yes, sir.
And the saying pleased the whole multitude, and they chose Stephen, a man full of faith.
Full of what?
Full of faith.
He really believed in the Messiah. He wasn't half cocked, believed for real. All right, come on.
And of the Holy Ghost. And Philip and Procurus and Nachor, Nicanor and Timon and Firminus and Nicholas, a proselyte of Antioch.
Yeah, come on.
Whom they set before the apostles. And when they had prayed, they laid their hands on them. And the word of Yah increased. And the number of the disciples multiplied in Jerusalem greatly. And a great company of priests were obedient to the faith.
Now you got some of these priests starting to recognize, some of these Levites starting to recognize the truth. Huh? Let's get into it. Stephen's arrest. And who locked him up? Was it Darren Wilson? Huh? Was it the boy that choked out Eric Gordon? Was it a Roman that locked him up? Let's read.
And Stephen, full of faith and power, did great wonders and miracles among the people. Then there arose certain of the synagogue, which is called the synagogue of Libertines, and the Cyrenians, and Alexandrians, and of them the Sicilia of Asia, disputing with Stephen.
Now these are brothers that's in the synagogue. Synagogue is where you go to hear the law and the prophets read every Sabbath day. These are Israelites. They disputed with Stephen about his faith in the Messiah. Let's read.
And they were not able to resist the wisdom and the spirit by which he spake. Then they suborned men which said, we have heard him speak blasphemous words against Moses and against Yah. And they stirred up the people and the elders and the scribes and came upon him and caught him and brought him to the council.
Lock him on up, huh? He's speaking blasphemous words. Your belief and your doctrine can get you put in the midst, right in the midst of a council, and right after that killed. Your very belief that you have right now, had you been living 2,000 years ago, the high priest and them send the officers and all them to come right on down here, lock you up, bring you right before the judgment seats, and if what you said didn't line up with what they believe, they'll execute. They giving death penalties on the spot.
Yes, right.
You see that? You see how precious your belief is. They had a mobile death unit. See what I'm saying? You can put the death on the spot. Like what did he say? Yeah, I heard he was speaking against Moses. And your witnesses could be lying as the day is long, lying on him. Yeah. Now we'll bring him on over and lock him up, bring him here. And bring right on through here, you know what I'm saying? And what you believe, you write it down. What you believe, cut them to the heart and don't lie to them what they believe. You either get beat, thrown back in prison, or you getting put to death. Simple as that. And the truth about this is over a belief. This is the Roman Empire, and you got brothers that saying the Messiah is king. In the Roman Empire, that's treason. Because Caesar was king. See? Let's read, my brother.
And set up false witnesses which said, this man ceases not to speak blasphemous words against this holy place and the law. For we have heard him say that this Yahweh Shah of Nazareth shall destroy this place, and shall change the custom which Moses delivered unto us. And all that sat in the council, looking steadfastly on him, saw his face as has been the face of an angel.
Get into chapter 7 a little taste. Stephen, now he got to defend himself. Now you go to court today, you got a lawyer. These brothers had to defend themselves. You had no lawyer. You feel me? You had to know what you believed and what you was talking about. You had to stand on trial, won't stand on his own too. Let's read how he defended himself. Let's get it, bro. Verse 1. Yes, on verse 1.
Acts chapter 7, verse 1. Then said the high priest, are these things so? And he said, men, brethren, and father, heart. The God of glory appeared unto our father Abraham when he was in Mesopotamia, before he dwelt in Iran.
Now, again, who is he talking to? He said men, brethren. You feel me? He talking to those of his own nation. He ain't talking to the Romans, he ain't talking to the Greeks, he ain't talking to the Babylonians. He at the judgment seat in front of his own people. Black collar, huh? Yeah, okay. We gonna see. Let's read.
And he said unto him, Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and come into the land which I shall show thee. Then came he out of the land of the Chaldeans, and dwelt in Haran. And from thence, when his father was dead, he removed him into this land, where ye now dwell.
So he's going into the whole history of the Israelite nation, how him as an Israelite and his people ended up in Jerusalem. Abraham being called about his land, to him standing where he is right now. We're going to run the whole history down. We're going to get to the prophets and show how the prophets prophesied about the Messiah. Let's read.
And he gave him none inheritance in it, no, not so much as set his foot on it. Yet he promised that he would give it to him for a possession, and to his seed after him, when as yet he had no child. And Yah spake on this wise, that his seed should sojourn in a strange land, and that they should bring them into bondage, and entreat them evil 400 years. And the nation to whom they shall be in bondage will I judge, says Yah. And after that they shall come forth and serve me in this place. And he gave him the covenant of circumcision. And so Abraham begot Isaac, and circumcised him the 8th day. And Isaac begot Jacob, and Jacob begot the 12 patriarchs. And the patriarchs moved within him, sold Joseph into Egypt. So
Joseph got sold into slavery by who? Wasn't a white man, wasn't no African. You see how all this kicked off? It kicked off in-house first. In-house, there's still a problem. There's still envy, backbiting. And had you been living in another government, it'll be all our bloodshed. It's only reason your head ain't getting took for what you believe now is because you in America.
That's right.
You had what's called freedom of religion. That's the only reason. Your own family would kill. Abraham's father snitched on him for destroying his gods.
That's right.
And had him thrown into a fiery furnace. It was in the book of Joshua. His daddy snitched on him to try to have him killed.
That's right.
Because he destroyed his statues of God in his closet. You see how far people go for belief. And you see today why certain families are divided. People don't want to deal with you no more. You feel me? It's belief. Belief is very powerful and important. It can either unite us or divide us. You feel me? And it's where we can live together or people live together. And in most cases, it actually costs men their lives to bring it out. Come on, Hebrew, let's get it.
But Yah was with him, and delivered him out of all his afflictions, and gave him favor and wisdom in the sight of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. And he made him governor over Egypt and all his house. Now there came a dearth over all the land of Egypt and Canaan, and a great affliction, and our fathers found no substance. But when Jacob heard that there was corn in Egypt, he sent out our fathers first. And at the second time, Joseph was made known to his brothers, and Joseph's kindred was made known unto Pharaoh. Then sent Joseph and called his father Jacob to him, and all his kindred, 75 souls. So Jacob went down into Egypt and died, he and our fathers, and were carried over into Shechem, and laid in the sepulchre that Abraham bought for a sum of money of the sons of Elmore, the father of Shechem. But when the time of the promise drew near, which God had sworn to Abraham, the people grew and multiplied in Egypt, till another king arose, which knew not Joseph. The same dealt subtly with our kingdom, and evil entreated our fathers. so that they cast out their young children, to the end they may not live. In which time Moses was born, and was exceeding fair, and nourished up in the father's house 3 months. And when he was cast out, Pharaoh's daughter took him up, and nourished him for her own son.
Jump down to verse 29.
Verse 29. Then Moses fled at this saying, and was a stranger in the land of Midian, where he begat 2 sons. And when 40 years were expired, there appeared to him in the wilderness of Mount Sinai an angel of the Lord in a flame of fire in a bush. When Moses saw it, he wondered at the sight. And as he drew near to behold it, the voice of the Lord came unto him, saying, I am the Yah of thy fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. Then Moses trembled and durst not behold it. Then said the Lord unto him, Put off thy shoes from thy feet, for this place where thou standest is holy ground. I have seen the affliction of my people which is in Egypt, and I've heard their groaning, and am come down to deliver them. And now come, I will send thee into Egypt.
Come on.
This Moses whom they refused,
This Moses who?
whom they refused, saying,
Refused. Moses was refused by the people at first. You understand? He was refused. The people ain't want him. So even though the people didn't want him, did it change the fact that the Most High sent him to be the leader? Didn't change nothing. So he's saying the same thing about the Messiah. Just because you refuse him don't mean he ain't the promised Messiah. That's his whole point in breaking this down right here. Moses was refused too at first. They was rebelling against Moses too.
Yes, sir.
But the Most High still set him up to lead. You feel me? So just because you got a stiff neck and don't want to follow who the Most High saying don't mean nothing. Don't mean nothing to the Most High. All right, let's read it out.
Who made thee a ruler and judge? The same did Yah send to be a ruler and a deliverer by the hand of the angel which appeared to him in the bush. He brought them out. After that he had showed wonders and signs in the land of Egypt, and in the Red Sea, and in the wilderness 40 years. This is that Moses which said unto the children of Israel, A prophet shall the Lord your God raise up unto you of your brother, like unto me. Him shall ye hear. This is he that was in the church in the wilderness with the angel which spake to him in the Mount Sinai, and with your fathers who received the lively oracles to give unto us, to whom our fathers would not obey, but thrust him from them, and in their hearts turned back again into Egypt.
Jump down to 44.
Verse 44. Our fathers had the tabernacles of witness in the wilderness. And, as he had appointed, speaking unto Moses, that he should make it according to the fashion that he had seen, which also our fathers that came after brought in with Yahweh into the possession of the Gentiles, whom Yah drave out before the face of our fathers unto the days of David.
That Jesus in verse 45 speaking about Joshua. Some folks be scared, you don't want to say Jesus. Jesus is another way to say Joshua or Yahoshua in Hebrew. You feel me? Because Joshua is after Moses and before David.
That's right.
The Messiah that came in flesh in the New Testament.
That's right.
So y'all highlight that right there. Joshua, when you see Jesus, when you look it up in the concordance, it's how you say Joshua in English or Yahushua or Yahshua in Hebrew. That's always just like Isaiah is Isaiah, like Elias is Elijah, just like OC is Hosea. Jesus is Joshua. You feel me? And when you look it up in the concordance, it's going to say the name of our Lord and 3 other Israelites. And it's going to name that also Sirach 46 in the Apocrypha.
That's right.
Called Joshua the son of Nun, Jesus. So Jesus' name actually is Joshua. How you say it in Hebrew is Yahshua or Yahushua, just depending on how you pronounce it. You feel me? But that right there proves that Jesus ain't Zeus.
That's
you
right.
Feel me? It's the Greek way to say Joshua.
And it's G2424 in the Lord.
In the concordance. You got some Sirach 46. And you see he was the successor to Moses. That's Joshua the son of Nun. All right, let's read it, bro.
Who found favor before Yah and desired to find the tabernacle of the God of Jacob. But Solomon built him a house. Howbeit the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, as saith the prophet. Heaven is my throne, and earth is my footstool. What house will ye build me, saith the Lord? Or what is the place of my rest? Has not my hands made all these things?
Good question. Come on.
Ye stiff-necked and uncircumcised in heart and ear, ye do always resist the Holy Ghost, as did your fathers, so do ye.
Don't forget, this is Stephen talking to his own people. After he ran the history down of the nation, he called the high priest and all them stiff-necked. He said, all y'all resist the Holy Ghost like all your fathers do. You see? And he wasn't speaking soft to these men. He ran the history down. He was on trial. He was on trial. And he had to defend himself. And when the high priest asked him all these things, so he ran the whole history down to the nation.
Yes, sir.
The ins and outs from Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and Moses. You know what I'm saying? How we came up out the wilderness. How we made a golden calf in the wilderness. You know what I'm saying? How they refused Moses, but Moses still was the leader. All the way down. And when he get done with it, he say, look, all y'all stiff-necked and rebellious. All y'all resist the Holy Ghost like your fathers have always done. What fathers? We talking about the Romans? We talking about the Greeks? We talking about the Chinese? We talking about the Chinese?
That's my dad.
We talking about these Israelites. These rebellious, unrepentant Israelites. And you see this little brother right here called them stiff-necked and uncircumcised in heart and ears. How do you think he said that? You're stiff-necked. You're uncircumcised in your ears, brothers. Please. Come on, let's reason together, brothers. No, you don't stone nobody like that. No, you stone somebody that straight checked you over like, look, y'all evil as all hell for that. Come on, guys. Please, let's reason together. That's how you want the Bible to talk these days, right? All soft and smooth, and, you know, just real smooth. Parquet, you know. That's how you want to come off. But these brothers was coming off bold. You feel me? In the name of the Most High. They was coming off bold right at the judgment seat, knowing they was going to get put to death. Call these brothers stiff-necked and uncircumcised in their heart, which is their mind and their ears. You resist the Holy Ghost like all your fathers have done. You know what else he's saying? Let's read it.
Which of the prophets have not your fathers persecuted?
Woo!
And they have slain them which shone before of the coming of the just one, of whom you have been now the betrayers and murderers.
Which one of the prophets your fathers ain't killed? Have you ever read the Ascension of Isaiah? I thought my brother got it over in one of the books. Ascension of Isaiah. Our people didn't want to hear Isaiah so bad. They threw this brother in a log. And they saw this brother in half. Isaiah the prophet. His own people. It wasn't no white man or no Babylonians that did that to him. It wasn't no Persians or no Medes. No Assyrians that did that to him. It was his own people like, hey, look, man, we don't want to hear that truth. That's cutting us to the heart. Kill this Negro. Kill him. You feel me? They threw him in the log, and they saw him in half. And he was in the spirit so much he didn't flinch.
That's right.
He didn't flinch at it, but told them, look, judgment coming for all y'all for this. You see, civil war in Israel, man, and it's still that problem to this very day. Especially y'all that got virgin ears on YouTube and all that. If you ain't careful, you're gonna run across a video and have you second guessing the Messiah.
That's right.
And at that point, your soul is in the limbo. You feel me? Without the Son, you can't get to the Father. That's not a scare tactic, it's just the truth. And it's prophesied throughout the Old Testament. So when you bring these things up to people, they get to stuttering. They got a million different couldas, wouldas, and shouldas. But ain't no solid answers. You understand? Like it's solid answer when you're dealing with the Messiah.
That's right.
Final answer. I'm like, dang, is that? Yeah, final answer. Maybe he's born in Bethlehem. What I'm asking you, where is he born? Bethlehem. Born of a virgin. Isaiah 7:14, born of a virgin. How was he born? Matthew chapter 1, Luke chapter 1. It's that simple, yeah.
Yeah.
But somebody wants you to believe the Bible ain't real. They can't be the truth. They gambled over his garments. Psalm 69. Psalm 22. When you read the crucifixion, they gambled over his garments. They pierced his hands and his feet. David was talking about himself. David wasn't no victim.
Right.
His whole life, he never had his hands and his feet pierced. So what was David talking about? They gave him vinegar and gall to drink. When did David drink vinegar and gall? You don't have it. And why you don't have it? Because it applied to one. And that's why these brothers went so hard. They're like, look, this is what it is. We got the prophets to back us up. Who you got? What son of David you got? Solomon. We all know how it ended for him.
That's right.
Okay. Who else you got? Hezekiah, who cowered down at the Assyrians. Yeah, we know how it ended with him. Josiah, who went to war when the Lord told him don't go to war, was killed. Who else you got? The rest of the sons of David were wicked. Beyond wicked. So who else you got? Because the script says it's going to be a son of David coming. Born in Bethlehem just like David. Solomon wasn't born in Bethlehem, taken off the picture. Neither was Hezekiah or Josiah. Who else you got? It'd be crickets. It'd be just like that. But they hoping you ain't studied enough to bring it like that.
That's right.
All right, let's read it, bro.
Who have received the law by the disposition of angels and have not kept.
You say you received the law by the disposition of angels. Feel me? That was an angel hollering at Moses in the bush. He said, I'm the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Meaning the Most High got supernatural with your people to give you his word, and you still ain't kept it. You still rebel. Let's read it, bro.
When they heard these things, they were cut to the heart.
There you go again, mama. They cut to the heart again? They cut to the heart, meaning the Holy Spirit convicted them. Whenever you get cut to the heart, it's like hearing some of the most devastating news of your life. Like your heart fall out your chest. Y'all know, everybody here should know that feeling. You understand? That's what happened after Stephen checked them over them having him in court on trial for his belief. You feel me? And he had to speak it boldly because all of them was cut in the heart behind him. What happened to his brother? Let's read.
And they gnashed on him with their teeth.
Hold on, they what?
Gnashed on him with their teeth.
What kind of Negroes are these? What? You see how much they did not want this truth to come out? You gnashed on this brother with your teeth?
No good, dirty, Steve.
Yeah.
Rotten, dirty, Steve.
Yeah. You know his lips get tight. You know, talking like a ventriloquist.
Yeah.
Yeah. All angry. And you would have thought these brothers was robbing people in Jerusalem. You thought these brothers was carjacking folks, raping people, selling drugs, something. You know, pimping. You thought they were doing something. These brothers was strapped with the power of the Most High God doing miracles and wonders in the name of the Most High, in the name of his Son. And they were killed for it. Wow. Let's read it, people.
But he, being full of the Holy Ghost, looked up steadfastly into heaven and saw the glory of Yah, and Yahweh standing on the right hand of Yah, and said, Behold, I see the heavens open, and the Son of Man standing on the right hand of Yah. Then they cried out with a loud voice, and stopped their ears, and ran upon him with one accord.
They ain't going to hear that. But Psalms 110 says, the Lord said unto my Lord, sit at my right hand until I make your enemies your footstool. You feel me? So he's teaching what the scripture teaches that they hold it. It say there's a master at the right hand of the Father in the heaven. That's what it says in Psalm 110 chapter. That's what it says. He's saying, I see the Son of God at the right hand of the Father. And they stopping their ear, they ain't trying to hear that. You trying to hear what you saying? Come on, Hebrew.
And cast him out of the city, and stoned him.
And did what?
And stoned him.
Now these they ain't throwing Skittles. They're not throwing pebbles. They throwing boulders. Now that's one thing about our people. We became professional boulder throwers. We throw them things with precision. And if you want to look at the Mid-East stoning, they all online, get on YouTube. Type in stoning in Mid-East, because they still going on. And you're going to be like, wow, I can't believe that goes on to this very day. A stoning ain't nothing you take light. your head gets split to the white one. They bury you in the ground with just your head sticking out. Wrap you up, they bury you in the ground to where your neck and your head is above ground. They call the whole city out. The entire city out. These Muslims that do this to this day, they let out a few God is great in Arabic or whatever. They tell you if you can make it out that hole, if you can squirm out that hole and outside our perimeter, you can leave. God is great. And they get to the whole time throwing boulders at you. Your shoulders don't get out the ground before you do it. You see them, it's all online. You can be like, woo. You know what I'm saying? That's major. They stoned this brother. Stoned him, right? Go ahead, you go.
The witnesses laid down their clothes at the young man's feet, whose name was Saul. And they stoned Stephen, calling upon Yah, and saying, Lord Yahushua, receive my spirit. Let me read that again. And they stoned Stephen, calling upon Yah, and saying, Lord Yahushua, receive my spirit. And he kneeled down and cried with a loud voice, Lord, lay not this sin to their charge. And when he had said this, he fell asleep.
See what he asked the Most High? Same thing the Messiah asked the Most High. Forgive me, Father, they don't even know what they're doing. You're talking about his people. You feel me? Salvation is sent to you and you will kill the message of salvation. All because you will. It's like you being caught doing something in the dark, somebody come in the room, turn the light off. Turn the light off!
Right.
You grab your covers and try to cover up. You've been here being evil, huh?
Right.
You don't want the light because you're being evil. You're stuck in darkness. And you love darkness so much, you'll kill this brother for it. Everything he said at his trial was true. He ran what was false? He ran the entire history down of the nation. Then asked him which one of the prophets y'all ain't killed. You can't name one. Or persecuted. You can't name one. Y'all did. We straight killed our own prophets. You feel me? It started in-house before it even got to during the Devil Wilson. Right. They don't pay. That's just what it is, you understand? But there's an in-house problem. These are the enemies the Most High commanded you to pray for.
That's right.
Not the day you get bow-legged and show. This brother was getting stoned. He wasn't cussing them out. Like, oh, you niggas going to hell! You feel me? He was like, Lord, lay it not to their charge. You feel me? He was calling on the name of the Most High and his son going out.
That's right.
How you going out? Tight-lipped, cussing everybody out. Right. You feel me? Yeah. He actually called on the Most High like, Lord, please, don't even lay it to their charge. Why? Because if they knew what they were doing, they wouldn't even be doing it. You see? Major. Let's go to 2 Corinthians real quick. We get into Acts chapter 8. Let's go to 2 Corinthians 11.
And y'all think about that. They didn't want to hear the truth so bad, they just started charging them with their hand over their ears. Like how when you don't want to hear nobody saying something, you start doing like this. La 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 la. Trying to drown the message out.
Civil war in Israel, boy. Young people sitting to the judgment. But hey, what happened if you get 2 Corinthians 11, we start verse 22. What happened if you get more for the truth? You see that? Okay. What happens if you get more for the truth? You get an automatic entrance into the kingdom.
Ticket fun.
So that was an honorable death for Steve. That was an honorable death. You look at it like, dang, that's crazy. He went out like that. Like John the Baptist, his head got cut off. Feel me? These men that were martyrs for the truth, they got their spot reserved.
No sign put him to sleep though.
He ain't even suffer. Right. Sleep.
Yeah. And they got their spot reserved. Like a little pain before the moment, and then it's over. You know what I'm saying? And then you into the kingdom. You got your ticket punched. You good. You know what I'm saying? The scripture talk about that in Revelations 20th chapter about those that refuse to worship the beast or his image or receive his mark. A lot of us will be killed or martyred for the truth. But we receive power when Christ reigns, and we reign with him 1,000 years. That means forever. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way of it. A lot of brothers that walk this walk, sisters too, that walked this walk before us, before we even thought of, were martyrs for the truth. Mother and 7 sons.
That's right.
In the Maccabees. That's why 7 of her sons were put to death in one day. And told all of them, die like men. You know us today, oh no, baby!
Right.
Eat that pork, it's all good!
Right.
No! Come on, I'm your mom, come on home to mama. But just showing you that not even the women and the children are exempt. And when this thing start going down. Y'all gotta have a sound mind and be strong. You understand? And knowing in the end, we get a reward, man. A great reward. And if that means suffering for a few seconds, a minute, say, bring that on. Let's get on through it. You feel me? What you can't do though is sell out. You're gonna get killed anyway. If it's to the point where they like, look, do this and live a little while longer, you already know, look, you wouldn't even be in this position, you feel me, if they weren't gonna kill you anyway.
Right.
You feel me? You wouldn't be in no FEMA camp listed as a terrorist because he's a Bible thumper. He's one of those Israelites that really believe. Yeah, I mean, if I wasn't on what I was on, I wouldn't even be here. So, what you think they're just gonna let you out, just let you go about your normal life? You feel me? This is the path that all these brothers and sisters walk. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have faith and believe in ours to the end so we can receive our crown. Hell no, what you got out?
Revelation 2 and 10.
Yeah.
It says, further of those things that thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you unto prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life.
You see that?
Verse 11. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death.
Yeah. Which is that eternal death and resurrection. If you ain't in the book of life, you're going into the fiery pit forever. So if you overcome, you should not be hurt of the second death. We all got to put this flesh off. If you're faithful to the cause, you feel me, you get eternal life with the Most High. Who don't want that?
Right.
You know, who don't want that? And if it takes for us to go through that, so be it. It's just what it is. It ain't like you can say, oh, this just only happened to me. That's what you can't say. This happened to thousands of your brothers and sisters before you.
Both Old and New Testament.
Yeah. Let's get this right. 2 Corinthians 11. Start at 22 for it. Read that out.
2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 22.
Hey, true about this. It said the devil will be throwing some of y'all in prison, right?
Right.
Now, when we've been reading, it's been Israelites locking up Israelites.
Right.
Like Sheriff David Clark.
Yeah.
The sheriff from Wisconsin. You feel me? So, the devil is a spirit. It operates on anybody that's willing to give their members over to him.
That's right.
That's what it is. It ain't just necessarily a specific race that's on this earth. Everybody that touches Israel will answer as a nation, no doubt. But look, there's a lot of devil Negroes. Don't get it twisted.
That's right.
I mean, they ain't just talking about some rebellious Negroes before class started. People out here giving us a bad name. It's just what it is, y'all.
Yeah.
They're devils. They ain't righteous. You wouldn't call what they doing righteous. They're devils. They look like you. Got melanin just like you.
Yes, sir.
Got locks just like you. Thick lips like you. Wide nostrils just like you. Yeah. But are doing the works of Hashatan, the devil. Just what it is. All right, who got? Somebody at the end of it? Yes, ma'am. So I verse 21.
2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 21.
Get her done.
I speak as concerning reproach, as though we had been weak. Howbeit, whereinsoever any is bold, I speak foolishly. I am bold also.
Brother say he's bold with it. He ain't passing with the truth.
That's right.
Bold with it. You understand? That's how else you gonna defeat a diabolical spirit like that? Like, get out of here.
Right.
Stop it.
Right.
Time out.
Right.
How is you gonna defeat a spirit like that? You gotta be standing on it.
Yeah.
You gotta be straight wax and mold like, look, this man is my final test.
Right.
That's pass. You gotta stand on it though. You can't, this either don't play timeout. Because my brother, timeout. You go, get out of here. No,
Right.
that ain't how the devil works. You don't deal like that. He coming hard in the pain at you. Alright, let's read it, bro.
Are they Hebrews? So am I. Are they Israelites? So am I. Are they the seed of Abraham? So am
You
I.
see what Paul's saying? Regardless of all the madness going on in his nation, regardless of how many people don't believe the truth, he didn't get on the internet like somebody we know recently and say, I ain't no GD Hebrew Israelite.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it was all type of, you just talking about people talking about you on Facebook and YouTube. Or people thinking you running a Ponzi scheme with a little land deal or whatever. These brothers were stoned, beaten. And he still said, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. Y'all should highlight that.
That's
Where
right.
in the Bible does it say y'all Hebrew Israelites? 2 Corinthians 11, verse 22. That's simple. But he's saying, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I'm of the seed of Abraham. You understand? In which we are. Let's read it, bro.
Are they ministers of Christ? I speak as a fool.
Yeah.
I am more.
Oh, man, come on.
In labors more abundant. In stripes above measure.
In what?
In stripes above measure.
In stripes above measure. Wow, come on.
In prisons more frequent.
Come on.
In deaths oft.
Look at Paul Shaul saying I always go to jail for this truth.
That's right.
I'm in prison more frequently. I receive death threats all the time. And deaths oft. Come on, Hebrew.
Of the Jews 5 times received I 40 stripes, save one.
He talking about, when he say the Jews, he's speaking of his Pharisee brotherhood. He was told he was a Hebrew Israelite. Other scripts say he's from the tribe of Benjamin.
That's right.
When he say he receiving stripes, it's from the non-believing Jews of his nation. You see? He said he received 5 times received he 40 stripes, save one or minus one. So it's 5 different occasions this man was beaten by the non-believers of his own people. 40 times 5 is what? Yeah, Chris. 40 times 5 is 200. Minus 1 is 199. From his own non-believing people. Who looked like him, had the same blood as him and everything. He was beaten. Not because he was robbing, jacking, stealing, killing. No, because he like, look, the Messiah is the prophesied Messiah of the Old Testament. That's what it is. Final answer. And he was resurrected out the grave. He became the enemy of the world for them.
That's right. And if y'all see this Pharisee doctrine and Sadducee doctrine out here today, they standing on the corners of New York hollering at us, and yet you can hear the language. I can't wait till we kill you niggas. See, they talking the same language. And about what? We talking about the virgin birth? Ooh, I can't stand you niggas. You like white people? I can't wait till the Messiah give me a sword to kill you niggas. Well, their Messiah is their high priest who gonna give them the order. General Yohanan and all of the other ones are their high priests who give them orders. That's what they waiting on. That's who they say we in subjection to. That's who they put their heels to when he walk in the room, or any character like him. We can't wait till we get the order to kill you niggas.
Yeah, that spirit's still in the earth.
It's still in the earth. Can't stand it in St. Louis.
Niggas. Bless you too. All that for the truth. You know what I'm saying? Lips be tight, teeth be tight, speaking like a ventriloquist.
Yeah.
It's just what it is, man. But actually on record saying, I'll send 500 down to take care of that. I'll pay somebody 500 to take care of it. Yeah, we know. Okay. Well, bless you too, brother. Right. It's that serious, huh? Wow. Let it let you know doctrine and belief It cuts. If what you teaching is getting exposed and you ain't humble enough to say, hold on, dang, they might be right on that. I'm tripping, you know what I'm saying? We always talk that because of this, you know what I'm saying? But I'm starting to see that.
Yeah.
If you ain't at least got that, then whenever you start getting holes poked in your flank, you're going to take that person like all the Pharisees did, and you're going to be going to kill those bringing out the truth. But he prophesied that's what it was going to be. You're going to be killed for it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just what it is.
Yeah.
And these are the same people he tell us to pray for. Ooh-wee. Now imagine the battle within yourself and you used to be in the streets corner. Somebody breathing threats at you.
Like that.
You like, you know, at first you're like, what? Yeah, come on down there if you want to.
Right.
Whatever. You dig? Our times is in the most high times. This is what it is. You had something, brother?
They want to be in a position so people click their heels to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why they click their heels to somebody else? And really they want to be in this position so they will fall off anyway.
Yeah, they won't fall off. The crazy part is they just fleecing the flock, man.
Right.
They all getting money, you know what I'm saying? Pimping people. And just holding you up under this doctrine. Or bondage, actually. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Paul was talking about. Like, look, I'm free from all men. The Pharisee doctrine has them in bondage to the preaching. In bondage. You're not allowed to read. You're only allowed to read what they tell you to read. You feel me? That ain't how we get down here. We like,
That's right.
read them books of Enoch. Read that book of Joshua. You know what I'm saying? Read that. Jubilee. Read all of it. Any questions, come bring it on out. But we can get to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we are under the authority of the Messiah, not me. You see what I'm saying? And that's what they don't like. Yeah, you ask me, bro?
Now when they get down, they can keep you like,
No.
that's what they do.
No, it's real basic and right. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing major.
Yeah, and think about this, they start to create situations that get you away from the Bible, like Dickie Shepherd got out there, a Hebrew Academy. Where are these located at? I had one breath you telling me to flee America, and the next breath you got a Hebrew Academy for me to get online, send you money to learn what? Right, you know, so what happens is they're moving you over here to make you think wisdom is over here. And then not only that, but we're charging you for it. $1,500 to learn what? I mean, the only thing should be in the academy is preparation on how to flee. What about the scripture you learning if they already tell you in one breath you got to get out of here? How are you then setting up an academy? And the only teaching should be in there what to do when we get out of here. Now you want to be able to set up a tent in 5 minutes. We're working with this much time per day. And each one of you want to take this many sips of water. But they end up trying to teach you something totally left field for charge. And it has you more confused than it was. And then the reward is I'll give you my study Bible with my notes in it. A whole secondary precept notes of misunderstanding. That's your reward for being supper of the year. And they paying for it too. Like you call him and he hello sucker, I mean Brother Johnson. How you doing today? You ready to join the academy?
Shalom, brother.
Yeah.
All right, let's get it.
Verse 25. Thrice was I beaten with rods. Once was I stoned.
Once was I what?
Stoned. Thrice I suffered shipwreck. A night and a day I have been in the deep.
So he'd have been stoned before, but lived through it. Paul was a brother that got stoned and didn't die when he got stoned. He got raised back up and was told, keep doing the work. And he got stoned by unbelieving Jews. Yeah, we're going there next. You feel me? He got stoned by unbelieving Israelites who did not believe in the testimony of the Messiah. Wow. Let's read, Hebrew.
In journeys often, in perils of water, in perils of robbers, in perils by mine own countrymen.
Perils mean danger. I'm in danger of all this. My own countrymen, robbers, That means the jack boys is out. Everywhere I go is danger. Because he has the testimony of the Messiah. So you got people today that try to call him a sellout. Man, don't no sellout go through all this.
So don't.
You feel me? He don't sell out to make it worse on himself. On this side. He sell out to make it easy for himself. You feel me?
Right.
You ain't gonna be going through all this, man, getting stoned, damn to death. Didn't die. Come on, man, let's read it, bro.
In perils by the heathen,
Come on.
in perils in the city, in perils in the wilderness, in perils in the sea, in perils among false brethren.
Got a brother?
False brethren.
False brethren. Everybody ain't a true brother. You don't need to be gullible in this walk either.
That's right.
Some, certain people even holler lately, they be very gullible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like left everything they know and go somewhere you ain't never been before and had some type of fantasy in their mind they was gonna be able to just, And you like, what is y'all doing? What y'all go back pre-slavery or doing slavery? Basically living. You living in shacks and places that ain't got running water.
Right.
What is you doing that for? For the sake of what? Living on a land with a whole bunch of Negroes.
Right.
What? For what?
Right.
What are we doing that for? There's no point, man. You feel me? If you ain't got that diehard faith, like, look, either the Messiah come redeem us about this deal, or I may just be one of the martyrs for the cause.
Right.
That's just what it is. But I'm not gonna go put myself in a position where I ain't no running water, no septic tanks, and I'm not doing that. You feel me? I don't even live as luxurious as most, but I'm not doing that.
Well, that's what you seriously call hustling.
I'm not gonna be. My woman gotta go to the Johnny on the spot or go wipe with some leaves. We're not doing that. It's just not happening. Don't let nobody suck you out of what you got going on. You feel me? I'm too spoiled. It's just what it is. I'm using my AC.
Right.
Just what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm using my fire stick. Watching my movies. I'm not going to no Johnny on the spot in some shack to prove a point to who by what.
And y'all think about that.
I'm just not happening.
The small, I'm talking about using a flushing working heart. If you've been there 20 minutes and grown and strained, and then when you get up and you hit that level, boom, you like, boom, it's gone. But you're putting yourself back in a situation where it stays there. And you see flies around that area where you finna sit down.
I'm good.
You're hustling back. It's like charging the TV to pay the cable bill. You still ain't watching TV.
Don't make sense.
It don't make sense.
So again, everybody is not a true brother. Everybody don't have their best interest at all. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, some people can start off sincere, we're just trying to build community, brother. Get the land. Like, yeah, also, I don't.
Right.
When the last time you took some hoeing classes?
Right.
You know how to do that?
And we're not talking about the ones in your former life. We're talking about being able to use garden tools.
Who We're gonna build some irrigation systems. There's a lot of stuff that come along with it.
What is irrigation system for?
Right.
Just saying, like, other than that, you can swim.
Easy, and you know the intention of the heart to see that, to want to be a part of that type of community feeling of Israelites in their one spot that everybody you see understands, but you can't go backwards. You cannot go backwards. Under no circumstance, the script keeps telling you, be ye not deceived.
That's right.
If you see it ain't looking right, it ain't right. If you feel it ain't right, it ain't right. Your spirit gonna move and you right off. Wait a minute. What am I asking? That's the first thing they ask me. But we gotta believe ourselves. There's a bunch of trees out here in the hotel, we'll come back and see what they're saying. But you can't go from this to this. And not only this, but it's not from here to move to a better place like you're in the wilderness. This is it. This is what it's going to be.
Right.
Go ahead, bro.
That's when they said the T-shirt gentleman.
Huh?
T-shirt gentleman.
No. This is some land, some people out there in Kentucky, you know, wherever. But just any spot that does what we call compound living. And what we're talking about is stacking Israelites and cut them off from the rest of the nation. So you're trying to build a nation within the nation of your captivity. It ain't happening. Ain't no need. You're trying. You see fail after fail after fail, like where Stephen is reading off how the prophets were killed and how he run down the history of how the Messiah will deliver you and these things don't happen to you. That's a history. So when you keep seeing constantly there's a history of compound living that ain't never worked. Benedict Carter, Hughlin Mitchell, Jim Jones, David Koresh. Do we keep going? Do we keep on? You ain't got one you can say, well, what about Earl and them when they took 200 brothers and them over there? That was satisfactory. Where it at?
Ain't one.
It ain't there. So once you run the history, you either got to be saying, well, maybe a miracle going to be worked here. But you starting off and you smell horse flies when you get there. You this ain't right.
Hey, even we go Feast of Tabernacles.
That's right.
And it's all type of accommodation. Hebrews, we have air mattresses.
Boy.
It's all type of
And the showers and flesh and toilets.
And that's just what it is, man. You feel me? So when you talk about false brethren, that's because everybody ain't true.
Right.
Some people have a hustling spirit. They just brought the spirit of hustling out the streets into the strip.
Right. And if you didn't know where you was when you go in this brother's tent, you'll think you in some apartment building somewhere. I'm talking about furniture.
Got a bar set up. Big screen TV.
Wide screen TV. And you come out and you're like, damn, I'm in the woods. But no, yo, we ain't going backwards. Under no circumstances.
We don't need government.
Yeah.
This thing. Alright? Most I give you spirit of discernment for a reason. I read it.
Verse 27. In weariness and painfulness, in watchings often, in hunger and thirst, in fastings often, in cold and nakedness.
Cold and what?
Nakedness.
That means he didn't have a whole wardrobe to choose from. He only one on his back. You know what I'm saying? He was hungry often, meaning he ate 3-course meals a day like you do. You feel me? Thirsty, meaning it's what it was. He was out there on full faith doing the work of the Most High.
That's right.
And none of these things he used as an excuse to stop. And I ain't got enough clothes to put on. You know what I'm saying? There's one scripture here where he told him, look man, winter time coming, tell old boy bring my cloak.
That's right.
That cloak I left over there before winter said, tell him bring that to me, I need that. You feel me? Showing these brothers on what was on your back. Right. Just moving around. You know what I'm saying? The Most High was good. Come on, bro.
Beside those things that are without, that which cometh upon me daily, I care for of all the churches.
Carry up the church. Go ahead, man.
Who is weak, and I am not weak? Who is offended, and I burn not?
Yeah.
I must needs glory. If I must needs glory, I will glory of the things which concern mine infirmity.
So we're going to boast on the glory about the things that concern my infirmity, my weaknesses, you know what I'm saying? Come on, bro.
The power and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, which is blessed forevermore, knoweth I lie not. In Damascus, the governor under Aretas, the king kept the city of Damascus with a garrison, desirous to apprehend me.
All point bulletin out of the wall. Like you drive down 44 and see them billboards, wanted for this, wanted for that. That was happening with this brother. You know what I'm saying? They kept the garrison trying to apprehend this brother. Saul of Tarsus, Saul of Tarsus. They bring him in, lock him up. He had a warrant out for his arrest. You know they have warrants, brothers got warrants and all that. Some of y'all don't say that. Brothers got warrants around his head. You know what I'm saying? But he had a warrant for the truth.
That's right.
All right, come on, Hebrew.
And through a window in a basket was I let down by the wall and escaped his
You
hand.
see what he had to do? They say, hey man, look, get this basket, we're gonna let you on down this wall and get a fire. Yeah, dude. It sounds like an action-packed life, man. Don't sound like that.
Right.
You know, he was a sellout. He broke that.
How you gonna call this Pauline?
Yeah. Call him the Pauline doctor. Brother put his life in the line for the truth. All right, next one, we'll go to Acts 14 real quick. Jump to Acts 14.
And y'all, another thing with the compound living, y'all, is always somebody that's saying something about the word that gets you there. If you're listening to that doctrine, don't believe all of the word. So that's how they draw you in. They put doubts in your mind. And y'all, the doubts is fear. It's problems for our people. You know, and those are the first things. When they tell you don't trust the Bible, but trust us.
Yeah.
No, we see constantly. We also put our trust in God rather than man.
That's right, That's right. Look, to make their stronghold stand, they first got to make you believe the Bible tells you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't believe that, believe what I'm saying. Yeah. You feel me? And then that's when the seed of doubt gets planted. And when the seed is planted, it grows through what's called a stronghold. You feel me? Not only the scripture, the spiritual weapons the Most High gave us can bring it or cut that stronghold down. Cut it out your mind. That's it. And majority of the brothers claim they Israelites today believe the Bible tampered with. A lot of brothers claim they messianic, believe you Messiah.
Right.
And then we be like, we all in. We be like, ain't no tamper. Where is that?
Right.
And usually it'd be something they feel is a mistranslation or something. You feel me? But if you just back the verse up and read a little bit past it, it explains itself. So that's not a tamper. It explains itself without a dictionary. You feel me? Without even concordance. All you gotta do is back it up and read down. You go, oh, okay, that's what that's saying. Oh, okay, that's what that's saying. You understand? Like the one brother's gonna teach that the scribe in Jeremiah 8:8 that the scribe has been scribing in vain. So that means the Bible's tampered.
No.
Our scribe in vain, bro. And you read Jeremiah 8:8, one verse, you say, dang, it do say that. The scribe did scribe this Bible in vain.
Read it again.
Yeah, you always dig to the brothers back of my man. Start at verse 1 and read down to verse 9. And you're going to see why Jeremiah wrote that in his scroll.
Right.
Scribe was scribing in vain because you're not listening to the law of God anyway.
Right.
He wasting his time writing out the law of God.
Right.
You don't listen and repent. So he's wasting his time writing out the law of God. That's all he was saying. It don't mean no white men in the 1500s came and tampered with your Bible.
Right.
I ain't gonna play around with that no more. What you playing for anyway?
Right. And not only that, but which scriptures ain't the scribe wrote?
Right.
So how you quote anything that can't be put on the tapper table either? So once you open that door, you open it all the way up. So unless you're saying the scribe in vain, except for the scriptures we quote. They didn't necessarily. Basically all they saying, so which one are they pointing out? Because Jeremiah said it was going to be the New Testament. He didn't say what it was. He said they scribe in vain. So that's from Genesis to Revelation. If that's the truth, how you going to pick and choose at that point what a scribe in vain?
Yeah.
And then they get somebody to repeat that same foolishness to somebody else.
Okay.
Go ahead, bro.
My wife wanted to know, did you go over, what was the baby?
The one about,
Well, he would not accept, this one had us in the darkness for the longest time, but we used to go to a Bible study. They said God's laws and feast days been done away with, but
Until we get in the land.
until we get a land, but me and my wife, well, we came here, you guys said keep reading. And we realized that he was taught to our ancestors when they were worshiping false gods and celebrating false pagan days. And she was saying, where is it written that we saw would not accept your feast day? I would no longer hear your
Well, it's Exodus 18, you know, but, you know, and then there again, we try to put that off on other nations, and that was talking about Israel. I ain't gonna, because we just see here the molten calf, they changed all to a different feast day, didn't it? We started off at the Passover coming out of Egypt. But what feast day were they keeping with the, when they rose up to play in naked? And with the golden calf, and they say we will tell the Lord this is a feast day. What is that feast day called? It can't be in the listing, so that's what he's saying. Constantly, we'll make up anything and go and worship it, and then we'll put the Lord's name on it. And that's what the Messiah was saying for commandments. They have you worshiping the commandments of me, like it's doctrine. And we have to be extra careful, y'all. And the main thing, they're going to say exactly what their father said back in the day. Or don't believe that it's been tampered with. Then why do you still have it? If that don't tip you off, something wrong you want to believe about it. And you know, that's what the script says. It says we choose to believe about it. Somebody can put it right there. You know, you really was born 1,500 years ago. Your birth certificate fake. Damn, dog, so I'm 1,500. So that's why white folks say black don't cry. You losing your mind. You know damn well you ain't 1,500. You want to believe that lie. For what? Who else you gonna tell it to? Yo, we sitting there.
Let's hold it Acts 14. Let's go to Isaiah, the first chapter. That's an excellent point that Bro Johnny is bringing up. Go to Isaiah chapter 1. What's that, bro? Amos 5. Isaiah 1 goes a little deeper though. Go to Isaiah 1. 5:21. Yeah, 21 on down. We're gonna go to Isaiah 1. And when they read this, they'll read, let me see, verse 14. They read verse 13 and 14. Bring no more vain oblations, incense is an abomination unto me. The new moons and Sabbaths, the call of assemblies I cannot away with. It is iniquity, even the solemn moon. Your new moons and your appointed feasts my soul hated. They are a trouble unto me. I am weary to bear them. They'll read up 2 verses and see, we ain't gonna be keeping none of the feast days. We gonna start at verse 1 and read and see what was going on. We gonna see what really was going on and why the Most High said it. And then when he told for us to do before we even come back and forth. It's that simple. So if that quick somebody can come up with a doctrine and say, the Lord hates the feast days that you're doing. If you're in captivity, you shouldn't be doing it. You wasn't in captivity right here.
Right.
In Isaiah. Well, let's read. Isaiah chapter 1, start at verse 1.
Isaiah chapter 1, verse 1.
That's an excellent point, my brother. Let's get her done.
The vision of Isaiah, the son of Amos, which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah.
So Isaiah is the boy of Amos the prophet. I mean, y'all knew that. That was the book of Amos. Amos had a son named Isaiah. Okay. And he reigned, and he got all his visions during the day of the, 4 kings of Judah. This is when he had his vision. All right, come on, Hebrews.
Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth. For the Most High has spoken. I have nursed and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me.
They have been obedient to me.
They have rebelled against me.
Come on.
The ox knoweth his owner,
Come on.
and the ass his master's crib.
Wow.
But Israel does not know. My people does not consider.
What you said? Ox knows his owner. Y'all know you. And ass or a jackass is master's crib. But you as the children of God don't consider or return to your God. Why? The animals know their owners and masters, but you don't.
Johnny got them dogs trained. They go right to their cage.
They know what?
They know who it is.
Yes, sir. But you don't know who your master is.
Right.
That means we backwards in our thinking, in our speaking, everything. All right, let's read out.
Sinful nation.
What kind of nation?
Sinful nation.
Don't lose sight. What we talking about? All right, come on.
A people laden with iniquity.
What kind of iniquity? What is this?
Laden with
That
iniquity.
means you got layer on top of layer on top of layer of iniquity. Israel, Shalom, God's chosen people, Hebrew. Well, according to the record, you a sinful nation and you're laden with iniquity. Come on, Hebrew.
A seed of evildoers. Children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Most High. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away back.
They are what?
Gone away back.
He's talking about Israel, man. He's talking about nobody else. You the problem first.
Right.
And they say we backwards. That means everything you do is not in your original vibration. Everything you do, your speaking, your thinking, you feel me? Your reading, you even read backwards now. Hebrews from right to left. You even get the books you read are backwards. Right. Everything is backwards now. Come on, Hebrew.
Why should ye be stricken anymore? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick.
Wow.
And the whole heart
He
faint.
said, why should you be punished? You gonna revolt more and more. You ever had this cousin that no matter how many whoopings he get, he still rebel. Right. It don't matter. Right. He can get whooped every day till he dies. Right. He still gonna do what he wanna do. Yeah, makes sense, don't it? Yeah, okay. Let's read Hebrew.
From the sole of the foot even unto the head, there is no soundness in it,
Come on.
but wounds and bruises and putrefying sores. They have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment.
That means you're sick. All your wounds open.
Yeah.
You don't even know it. From the sole of your foot up to your head. You're backwards, sick, and thinking you're healthy. Don't even know who your master is. Let's read up.
Your country is desolate.
Is it not? Is not your land desolate, trodden down by sodomites? Those who don't even believe in the Messiah. Let's read out.
Your cities are burned with fire. Your land, strangers devour it in your
Is
presence.
that not true? Are not strangers devouring your land right now? Can you not look on CNN and see strangers in your land devouring your land?
Right.
Right in the act with anger. Let's read Hebrew.
And it is desolate as overthrown by strangers.
Come on.
And the daughters of Zion is left as a cottage in a vineyard, as a lodge in a garden of cucumbers, as a besieged city. Except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah.
You see, that's the Most High had been merciful and left us a very small remnant. What does remnant mean? Very few. The residue. This. Not many. If the Most High had preserved us a remnant, we'd have been overthrown like Sodom and Gomorrah. What happened to Sodom and Gomorrah? The Most High nuked Sodom and Gomorrah. He sent the heavenly nuke down on their deal and incinerated. Why? Unless the Most High was merciful, we would have been like Sodom and Gomorrah. You still bragging you a Hebrew. You see what we did earlier, he told Moses, watch out. I'm gonna flatline here last one of them. I'll deal with you.
Right.
So on several times, many times out of our history, our God will put us down. wipe us out the annals of world history, but didn't do it. Let's read, Hebrew.
Hear the word of the Most High, ye rulers of Sodom.
Oh man. Oh man. He called us Sodomites.
Right.
You rulers of Sodom. Come on, Hebrew.
Give ear to the law of your power, ye people of Gomorrah.
Wow. Come on.
To what purpose is the multitude of your sacrifices unto me? Says the Most High. I am full of the burnt offerings of rams, and the fat of fed beasts, and I delight not in the blood of bullocks, or in the lambs, or in the goats.
Not trip off that. You still showing up. Evil is all hell, but showing up to sacrifice.
Right.
Like, what are you sacrificing for? All y'all evil. You come sacrifice and then turn around the next breath and snake your brother. You feel me? Take his woman, slander his sister. You feel me? He straight called us Sodom and Gomorrah. So what's the point of you showing up to the feast day?
Right.
You feel me? Or even keeping the feast day and you evil is all hell. That's what he's going into right now. Let's read, Hebrew.
When ye come to appear before me, who has required this at your hand to tread my courts? Bring no more vain oblations. Incense is an abomination unto me. The new moons and the Sabbaths, the calling of assemblies, I cannot away with. It is iniquity, even the solemn meeting.
Now that would be a contradiction because Leviticus 23 say keep all that.
Right.
But why he called it iniquity? And why he saying away with it?
Because you wicked.
Because you wicked as all hell.
Right.
What point are you even trying to keep the feast of the Most High and you are a transgressor on the record?
Right.
And look, it ain't repentive of it. You do this like it's, the end thing. Iniquity is the trend. Come on, Hebrew.
Your new moons and your appointed feasts, my soul hateth. They are a trouble unto me. I am weary to bear them. And when ye spread forth your hand, I will hide mine eyes from you. Yeah, when ye make many prayers, I will not hear. Your hands are full of blood.
Hands are what?
Full of blood.
You see that? That's why. Hands were full of blood. You know what I'm saying? Murder was going on amongst our own. All right, let's read it, bro.
Wash you.
Do what?
Wash you.
Now he telling us in his next breath, clean your act up.
That's right.
Wash up. Before you come holler at me, clean your act up. You feel me? Wash you. Come on, Hebrew.
Wash you. Make you clean. Put away the evil of your doings from before mine eyes. Cease to do evil.
Cease to do what?
Evil.
Cease to do evil. See, if you cease to do evil and wash yourself, repent, then you can appear before the Most High on his solemn days and his ordinances and all that. But if you evil is all here, what are you doing that for?
Right.
It's pointless. All right, let's read it, bro.
Learn to do well. Speak judgment.
Seek judgment.
Seek judgment. Relieve the oppressed. Judge the fatherless. Plead for the widow.
Right.
Come now and let us reason together, says the Most High. Though your sins be as scarlet, they shall be as white as snow.
Come on.
Though they be red like crimson, they shall be as wool.
Verse 19.
If ye be willing and obedient, ye shall eat the good of the land.
If you willing and obedient, you all good. You eat the good of the land. Right. Okay? Come on.
But if ye refuse and rebel, ye shall be devoured with the sword. For the mouth of the Lord has spoken.
I'm just saying that laid it on the line so you clearly understand how you get one line into believing lies. And they get control of you. And basically, when the Most High say, you should do this is commanded, they're basically saying the same thing as Sunday doctrine. You don't have to keep them laws no more. Why you in this land? But the only ones that they don't want you to keep, that they do want you to keep, is the same as the preacher, tithe. Not only that, but Israel is going more rogue than the Sunday. They asking for 20% in Jermaine Grant's church. And not only that, officer offerings, soldier dues. What's the difference between Sunday doctrine and what they doing? It's just Hebrew Christianity. It's just going from here, and know I'm conscious now, but I'm using the same evil deeds. And that Isaiah 1, if you read that Exodus 32 again, what he brought out earlier, you will see exactly at the Mount of Mount Sinai, the golden calf, they actually call that a feast day to the Lord. A god of Egypt. We don't know what happened to Moses and that God he talking about. Get busy, Aaron, you know what we'll do? And he told Moses, you know this people? They changes the same ones, the same stiff-necked ones. They basically threatened me. And I had to do what I had to do, Moses. You was gone. These niggas crazy. And you can believe it was one right there with a sword while he fashioning that cow with a pen. And then built your altar to it.
They had a feast.
And then a feast. Rising up to play. Not about the God that brought them out, but about the gods they were serving in Egypt. So y'all, this is what it's saying, but they'll one-line you and try to get you to break commandments. Y'all just have to be careful. Anybody say you ain't got to do a commandment of the Lord no more. That's a problem. That's a tip-off. Because it says his word is pure and his laws are sure until the end of time. Because they come from up above. And if above is coming down here, then how are they done away with? Okay, go ahead, bro. What you got?
That's the same thing Jeroboam did, you made the calf.
Yeah.
And the Lord said, I'm seeing to your fruit. When his son died,
Yeah.
He made his own feast, his own month for the feast.
they came to
Yeah. Real talk, man. Let's go to Acts the 14th chapter. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Oh yeah? Okay, yeah. 1 Corinthians the 11th chapter. 1 Corinthians 11 about the head cover. Yeah, we can go there real quick. We'll do that real quick and get back into that. 1 Corinthians 11. 1 Corinthians the 11th chapter. Then we'll get back to Acts about these, we'll close out that Acts 14.
Yes, sir.
And then pick back up part 3 some other day. But when you get to this whole book of Acts, you see that every word these brothers hit. They go right to the synagogue where the Jews, where the law and the prophets are read. Some believe, a riot break out, brothers get stoned, fleeing from city to city. You feel me? You got believing Gentiles amongst them. You know what I'm saying? You got believing Hebrews. You feel me? You got all of it. You know what I'm saying? You got non-believing Gentiles, you got non-believing Hebrews. And you go and you see how far everybody went to silence the movement or the message of the Messiah. You feel me? And on each side of the aisle, you have believers and non-believers, whether they was Hebrew or Gentile. Believers and non-believers. Civil war in Israel. The sister want to go over the head covering. 1 Corinthians the 11th chapter. One of the brothers started around verse 1.
When the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 1.
Now the sister said she heard that only married women had to cover their heads. And also, this ain't extremism either, so we ain't gonna put that ain't on the table. You ain't even heard about you gotta cover your head 24/7. Looking like ISIS.
Right.
You know, with the eyes showing. we ain't in the business of making up sins or scripture.
Right.
We just gonna hear what the book say. You know what I'm saying? So, but excellent question. Excellent question. Ain't no dumb questions down there. Let's get it done.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 1. Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of the Mashiach.
Who's talking right here? Who knows?
Christ.
No, it's not Christ talking. Christ is dead. Paul, it's the apostle Shaul or Paul talking. And he tells us the believers, the assembly at Corinth, who had many problems. And you start reading out in the books of Corinthians, first and second Corinthians, they had so many problems, it's crazy. Idolatry problems, wife swapping problems, loin warfare problems, eating food, sacrifice to idols, and this also came up. Watch the camera, bro. They kick the camera too. And this came up as well about the head covers. All right. So Paul is on some follow me as I follow the Messiah. He had to say that because there was a lot of false teachers out there that was misleading the flock. So he told the assembly at Corinth, I follow the Messiah, follow what I'm talking about. And everybody ain't following him. All right, come on, Hebrew, let's get it.
Verse 2. Now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you.
What's an ordinance?
Law.
Yeah, that's a rule, a law, a commandment. To keep the ordinances as I delivered them unto you. All right, come on, Hebrew.
But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach.
So the head of every man, right? You don't say a married man. It says every man. The head of every man is who?
Hamashiach.
Messiah. So we're talking spiritually. It's not this head right here, but who covers man is the Messiah. Okay, come on, Hebrew.
And the head of the woman is the man.
Is her man or her husband. Well, I ain't got no husband. I'm single. Well, who's next in the chain of command?
Right.
Messiah. It's just that simple. You're covered anyway.
Right.
Okay? All right, let's read.
And the head of Hamashiach is Yah.
The head of the Messiah is his father. So we got a chain of command from the heavens. The father, his son, man, woman, and of course children. That's the order. Alright? Y'all see, we not making none of this up. It's in the Bible. This is what it is. Let's read it, bro.
Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head.
Now look Exodus 34, verse 34. Moses went in before the Most High to holler at the Most High. He unveiled himself. He uncovered his head. Look up the word cover, it means down from. Like it's not talking about the crown of the head being covered. This is a wrap.
That's right.
Not a cover. See what I'm saying? That's a difference. Moses went before the Most High. He uncovered himself. 34 and 34, sister. Start at verse 29. 34, verse 29 and 34. See when Moses was hollering at the Most High?
That's right.
He uncovered himself. So let's back it up. Some people say, where is that in the Torah? Okay, well Moses, when he went before the Most High, he uncovered himself. Every man praying and prophesying having his head covered dishonors Messiah. You feel me? That's his cover. All right, come on, Hebrew.
But every woman,
married people.
but every woman,
Single.
every woman
Okay.
that prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered, dishonoreth her head.
Come on.
For that is even all one as if she were shaved.
Yeah, so if she prophesied with her head uncovered, she dishonored her head. Every woman. That's who prayed or prophesied. It ain't say nothing about when you're in the shower or when you're taking a job.
Right.
When you're at work.
Right.
Don't say none of that. You don't get extreme with it. You know what I'm saying? If he's going to deal with what's on the table, so we've been praying or prophesying, he compared it to a woman being shaven or shorn. Because your hair was given to y'all for y'all glory. You know what I'm saying? Your hair was given to you for your covering, actually. And you'll see it like even when cancer patients lose their hair. When the light catches them, when they out in public, they put something on their head.
Right.
Because it's some type of shame. You see what I'm saying? some type of shame there. And this is what it is, because back in the day, the daughters of Zion, hers would go down past their rear ends. Yeah. Y'all heard it was very long. When you get to Isaiah 3, you see certain things the Most High did to the daughters, as well as to the men. You know what I'm saying? Further proof this is us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They say y'all natural spirit because when it be time to get their hair done, some sisters still don't weave in their hair. They want their hair very long. It's in your spirit, because back in the day, naturally your hair was long.
That's right.
It's just what it is, you know what I'm saying? So he's saying, like, if the sister don't want to cover her head while she's praying and prophesying, it's a shame as if she was having G.I. Jane.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that's all it is. It ain't nothing, you know, extreme. Again, it's not extremism. It ain't got nothing to do with ISIS. Y'all ain't gotta be coming in here with just your eyes showing, you know, like a ninja or nothing like that.
It's let you know also that showing of a reproach, but now society is making that a cool thing that women get their hair cut all the way off like a fade and they square the line. If it wasn't for their hips, you wouldn't know it was a woman. But they are rebelling against the hair, so to speak, because they're saying we don't have to take orders. And also that chain of command, you see almost every woman that tries to preach or teach outside of the scope, they have that bob haircut. That I want to look like a man haircut. It's close cropped on the side, and cheeks is ashy, and they looking hard. All of them women, you just look at it. What's her name? Joyce Lyons. All of them have that crew cut and that hard edge look. Like if you ain't careful as a man, and they hold off and hit you, you'll swear it was a dude. Shake it off, you're like, wait a minute. But they go against these scriptures shown because they don't want a covering over them. You know, but this said every woman. That means married, unmarried. Virgin, not a virgin. Every woman praying or prophesying must cover. So clearly didn't state what one was saying if married women don't have their head covered, or what sister had explained. This covered the board on it. Every woman, because if you don't, you got a problem with Mary and Martha, who was around the Messiah every day, who was at the tomb first, and he told them to go back. What was their husbands? Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, we don't have like 7, 6, 7.
Verse 6. For if the woman be not covered, let her also be shorn. But if it be a shame for a woman to be shorn or shaven, let her be covered.
Yeah, look, it is a shame.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's saying cover on up, keep the order. And when we be in order, we receive blessings. We don't want to be blessed. Right. It's just what it is, you know what I'm saying? And again, thank the Most High, we in the Sharia law.
That's right.
Which is that Islamic caliphate that David ruled. Oh man. Y'all be happy to read this 1 Corinthians and be like, woo! Oh my God, thank you. Alright, come on, Hebrew.
For a man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image and glory of Yahweh. But the woman is the glory of the man.
All right, let's get back to Acts 14. Let's keep going. Cool. Sister, you get your understanding?
Go down to verse 10. Just go down to verse 10. Because there's something very important now that's going to jump back to Genesis. See, the heart of all is given come from the garden. This is all the way back at the beginning, because this is where he's saying, this is where the problem started, with head covering and not understanding the spiritual nature of it first. Right. See, we look at this like this a physical thing. You know, that the head covering truly means something, you know, the physical head covering without it, then you kind of get into a ritual type thing. If it ain't on the inside and you don't understand it from the inside out, it's going to be a problem. Because that's the problem in Sunday church. They look at the head covering as a fashion symbol. It's the biggest hat and who has the most fruit on it. You become the first lady or you sit in the front row. So, and have no clue of head covering. But the process is there. It's just changed like the feast days that everybody was making up on their own and saying it's of the Lord. They ain't got a clue. Anybody here knew why they wear the hats? The sisters wore the big hats. And some of y'all wore the big hats in church.
Fashion.
It was a fashion symbol, just like the scriptures is now. Fancy cases, but all it is a session. Gucci cases now is just part of your church wear.
Gucci Bible.
You just wear it in there. You don't open it up. If you do open it up, it's just so. It's clothes. And this is when you got it clothes. That's when you showing it off. You showing it off while it's closed.
Right.
But ain't nobody seen you doing like this.
No.
Damn.
Now you don't see nothing like this. Yeah.
And they're standing in a pose. This is fashion. When the clothes was laid out, this was laid out right next to it. Yeah, that's gonna kill them all. That's gonna kill them. They see that Gucci face. That's where we at, though, y'all. We switched the law of God to the commandments of men. Still doing the process, but doing it from the side of Satan. Wearing the hat, but don't know why you're wearing the covenant in church. Go ahead, brother.
We're in the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 8. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man.
So instead you came first, chicken or the egg. Go ahead.
Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. For this cause ought the woman to have power on her head because of the angel.
What angel? You just asked the preacher, what angel? What does this mean? What is talking about? What angel? Because of what angel? The book of Jude and also Genesis 6th chapter will break this down. So this goes all the way back to the beginning. But we try to make this like this started 2,000 years ago. When the Messiah said all of our problems today started in the beginning. That's where they started from. That's what has to be changed. We can't fix the problem in the middle. We have to go back to the beginning and fix it. Just like spot scripts on you, we just have to go back to the beginning of Isaiah chapter 1 to fix this problem. You can't fix it in the middle. Go ahead. Just read that verse 11.
Verse 11. Nevertheless, neither is the man without the woman, neither the woman without the man.
So, James Brown, you know, it's a man's world, but it be nothing without a woman or a girl. Now, you got some Negroes hollering out in the street corner, they want to kill all the women. Kill my mama, kill my grandmama. What kind of kingdom do they plan? I don't care about you not inviting me to that kingdom. Giving all.
Right. All right, let's finish this off with Acts 14. Close it down.
And also, y'all write down Numbers 32 as understanding the head of the household. Numbers 30, the whole chapter, and that's in the Old Testament, doing the same thing I heard, but they're telling you the order in the household and everything in the order of the Most High. Numbers 30, the whole chapter, yeah. Numbers chapter 30. Oh,
Acts 14.
Acts 14. Yeah, might have put it. Now, what's up with the camera? He said it was full, so. Was all good?
Well, you got back to the radio.
Now, let's see no
All right, Acts 14, start at verse 1. Civil war in Israel, man. We've always had this problem.
Acts chapter 14, verse 1. And it came to pass in Iconium that they went both together into the synagogue of the Jews, and so spake, that a great multitude, both of the Jews and also of the Greeks, believed.
Paul to them. Paul and Barnabas. Notice every spot they go, they gotta go to the synagogue first. Every spot they go, the synagogue is where the law and the prophets are being read. How else do you prove who Messiah is to his people? In the Old Testament, the law and the prophets. Every spot they go to, you gotta go there on the Sabbath. All right, come on, you.
But the unbelieving Jews,
But the who?
unbelieving Jews, stirred up the Gentiles and made their minds evil, affected against the brothers.
You see these unbelieving they roll through all the time. You know what I'm saying? They start spreading heresy and whispering. You know what I'm saying? Stirring up brothers' minds against the truth. You feel me? Come on, hold on. Okay, go ahead. You said what? Yeah, believe because of unbelief. They don't believe in the testimony of the Messiah. You feel me? And you'll see riots start to break out and everything. Come on, bro.
Long time therefore opposed they speaking boldly in the law.
No, pass it.
Boldly in the law.
Come on, guys.
Boldly in the law.
Yeah, so being that, see, sometimes it's that. You have to earnestly contend for the faith sometimes. You feel me? You gotta be like, nah, we're gonna stand our ground and speak this gospel. It's what it is. Come on, Hebrew.
Which gave testimony unto the word of his grace, and granted signs and wonders to be done by their hands.
Notice that. Those that believed in the Messiah, that they were the ones performing miracles. Nobody else was. You feel me? The unbelieving Jews was not performing miracles. Where is that? What unbelieving Israelite was performing miracles? So the bigger your belief in faith, the bigger the miracles. Right? They didn't believe, wasn't no miracles. That means the Holy Spirit was with them. Alright, come on, Hebrew.
But the multitude of the city was divided, and part held with the Jews, and part with the apostles.
So you got a split, divided city behind this. Come on, this don't sound like everybody loves Jesus. Come on, Hebrew.
And when there was an assault made, both of the Gentiles and also of the Jews with their rulers, to use them despitefully and to stone them.
You see that? Yeah. Come on, you got unbelieving Jews and Gentiles trying to stone the believers. Come on, Hebrew.
They were aware of it, and fled to Lystra and to Derbe, cities of Lycaonia, and unto the region that lieth round about. And there they preached the gospel.
So look, they knew they was about to get stoned, they got up out of there. They ain't get bow-legged in the shoulder, or which one of you niggas would? Or which one of you heathens would? It's like, hey, look, they trying to stone us, get on the body there, we got other spots we can preach the gospel. All right, now they in Lystra. Verse 8.
And there sat a certain man in Lystra, impotent in his feet, being crippled from his mother's womb, who never had walked.
Okay, come on.
The same heard Paul speak, who steadfastly beholding him, and perceiving that he had faith to be healed.
Yeah, what to be healed?
Faith to be healed.
So Paul people him, he's like, look, he believed. He got the belief to be healed. He believed the truth. Right. What about this? Come on.
Said with a loud voice, stand upright on thy feet. And he leaped and walked.
Again, bigger the faith, bigger the miracle. Because he believed the miracle cracked off. See what I'm saying? Wasn't doubting none of that. Come on, Hebrew.
And when the people saw what Paul had done, they lifted up their voices, saying in the speech of Lycaonia, the gods have come down to us in the likeness of men.
Oh man, now they're trying to compare Paul and them to Greek gods.
Man.
They seen it happen, they say the gods will bang down in the likeness of men. Let's see what happens. Come on.
And they called Barnabas Jupiter and Paul Mercurius, because he was the chief speaker. Then the priest of Jupiter, which was before their city, brought oxen and garlands unto the gates, and would have done sacrifice with the people.
They about to sacrifice to Paul and Barnabas. They see this miracle happen on that scale, they like, look, they must be the gods. They superstitious. This must be Jupiter and Mercury that came down. It's time to get the sacrifice. Huh? Let's see what Paul and Barnabas do about this. Let's read it, bro.
Which when the apostles, Barnabas and Paul heard of, they rent their clothes and ran in among the people crying out and saying, Sir, why do ye these things? We also are men of like passions with you, and preach unto you that ye should turn from these vanities unto the living power, which made heaven and earth, and the sea, and all things that are therein.
So he's like, look, your superstition and your vanities you need to turn from. They ain't allowed them to sacrifice to them. They rip their clothes up and like, no, I don't sacrifice to us. Y'all need to be turned into the true and living power that made heaven and earth. You feel me? In other words, we not Jupiter and Mercury that came down here. Right. We follow the one and the true and only living God. Feel that? All right, come on, bro.
Who in times past suffered all nations to walk in their own way. Nevertheless, he left not himself without witness, in that he did good, and gave us rain from heaven, and fruitful seasons, filling our hearts with food and gladness. And with these sayings, scarce restrained they the people, that they had not done sacrifice unto them.
Barely refrained or restrained. Barely. Come on, bro.
And there came thither certain Jews from Antioch and Iconium, who persuaded the people, and having stoned Paul, drew him out of the city, supposing he had been dead.
Yeah. These is unbelieving Israelites that came from these different spots, caught Paul slipping, stoned. I mean, it had to be a major stoning because they thought he died. That means his wig got split to the white man.
Yeah.
You feel me? They thought he straight died and gave the ghost to him. Let's read it, bro.
Howbeit, as the disciples stood round about him, he rose up and came into the city. And the next day he departed with Barnabas to Derbe. And when they had preached the gospel to that city and had taught many, they returned again to Lystra and to Iconium and Antioch.
Now that's where the Jews came from that stoned him. He go right back to where the guys was that stoned him, where they was from. He go right back there to teach the word. So he didn't even let a near-death experience scare him off the gospel. You see what I'm saying? He kept teaching. Come on, Hebrew.
Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of Yah.
See that? So he had to exhort and encourage everybody, had to confirm the souls, making sure brothers were still down. A major stoning just happened. That was major. People lose faith behind it. You know what I'm saying? Get scared, stop believing in the truth. And he exhorted the brothers, man, continue in the faith, continue in the belief. Through much tribulation to get into the kingdom. Wow. Come on, bro.
And when they had ordained them elders in every church, and had prayed with fasting, they commended them to the Lord, on whom they believed. And after they had passed through Pisidia, they came to Pamphylia. And when they had preached the word in Perga, they went down to Attalia, and thence sailed to Antioch, from whence they had been recommended to the grace of Yah for the work which they had fulfilled. And when they were come, they had gathered the church together. They rehearsed all that Yah had done with them, and how he had opened the door of faith unto the Gentiles.
Right, come on.
And there they abode long time with the disciples.
Yeah, so it's just the same thing. Belief versus non-belief. And as you keep reading the book of Acts, as you keep going on and further study, everywhere they went, going to the synagogue, it's believing Jews, it's believing Gentiles, it's unbelieving Jews, it's unbelieving Gentiles, and riots break out. Everywhere they go. All for the gospel of Christ, the Messiah. So look, the book of Acts is actually called Actions of the Apostles. It's their actions, it's the work they put in just so we could have a Bible today. Major. I'm pretty sure we got some announcements.
Yeah, we got some announcements.
Go ahead. Garden duties in the morning, group garden day.
Go ahead and do these, y'all, tomorrow. What time, sis?
7 a.m.
Yeah, right. You cut my grass.
What time, sis?
8:39.
8:39 o'clock.
8:39 o'clock is y'all at the garden, y'all. It's gonna get hot tomorrow, so trying to get out there a little early before the heat of the day hit about 12 noon, 1 o'clock, y'all know it's gonna be extremely hot, and that's an open field. But the community garden, y'all, is on Goodfellow between Terry and Roosevelt. So you need all hands on deck to get out there, y'all, so we can get these crops going and things. And y'all, this is another thing, y'all. If we had to depend on that garden to survive when we turn this into a compound, we're gonna have some trouble. If we have to make announcements now, and this is just, we just get some exercise. Now, if this was dependent on us to live and eat, y'all, we got to come and get our minds more together to truly understand what we're talking about. It's the 5400 block, 5700 block, but as soon as you pass St. Louis Avenue on Goodfellow Head, Martin Luther King, what was that he head? South? Bruce is the next street. You see the open field right there, the bars right there, community garden.
Between Roosevelt and Terry.
Yeah.
She want to say something else about it. We're planning on
Hold it down, y'all.
Y'all listen up.
Oh, yeah. There is stuff left from the kickball game, so they play it on. Oh, yeah, see, that, yeah, come on, they get you motivated, though. Yeah. Come on out and get some work in.
I have two announcements. One, I wanted to remind everybody about Tabernacle that will be October 5th through 8th at Merrimack State Park. Sister Naomi sent out emails to everybody, giving you all information about it. And I do have that the deadline for the deposit is July 15th, but I'm going to change that to August 15th. Okay? So I want everybody to know that that's changed. So you got the August to put your deposit and put your name on the list. And just remember, you don't get your name on the list and you need to get a deposit. I can't put your name on the list without a deposit. Because we have so many people who want to go. So, you know, I don't want to hold up the space and they need to really pay for theirs. So,
Yeah, it's 150 slots, y'all, and that includes children too. And 50, we got 3 campground sites, and there's 50 per site. So if you got 5 children, those 5 are included in that 50. So we have to understand that. That's why we have to be proactive on it. And anybody want to go, this don't mean you have to go out here. You can do tabernacles in your backyard if you want, but we get the experience of Sukkot or living in the outdoors, y'all. And like I say, we've done it a few years, so we pretty much schooled in how it goes down.
Yeah, this is our 4th year.
Yeah, so if you want the experience, y'all, you got to move quick on this one, y'all. It ain't no last minute fill-in, so to speak, because the spots go quick. Now, on occasion, somebody may drop out and some open up. But y'all, we have to be proactive on these feast days, and this is for the feast day of the Feast of Tabernacle. It's a 7-day feast that we hold, and we usually get that either the beginning of that weekend, at the beginning of the feast, or the tail end of it. But we're doing Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, we leave Sunday by 2 p.m. So, and if you want to do the same thing in your backyard, you got a fenced backyard, and the front door is secured while you're in the backyard. That's cool too, y'all. But this is just something we got a little bit of skill. We got information on what you need to bring.
Which I'll give that out.
Package, so you'll be well aware of how to get your camping on. Yeah, anything else?
Yeah, and then also, I had mentioned about the Devil's Punch Bowl, which is September, well, they're going to be going September 1st through 4th. But I was going to reserve a charter bus for anybody who want to go. For the price of the charter bus, it's per person is $65. That's if we have a capacity of 56 people on the bus. The lower the capacity, the higher the cost, because you have to pay per